Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rewinds Rewind. I am your host, Shinksboy01, and all I have to say today is go Bills. My other three co-hosts can introduce themselves if they need to.
That's
Sydney. Oh,
crazy.
yep. And
That's
you
crazy.
know, I'm
Christ.
Sydney, host and fellow woman of this amazing organization. And all I have to say is watch out for the playoffs.
That's
Watch
crazy.
out for the
This
playoffs.
is crazy. This is wild.
I'm Alex, and this kind of feels like a little bit of a hate crime right now. Graham and I were trying to discuss his haircut and him trying to get his haircut amidst a bunch of toddlers. And Sydney and Shinx are just interrupting constantly with screaming about the game, and it felt aggressively heterosexual.
Okay, I was muted. Sydney was having her own thing. I didn't scream till she hung up. Okay.
I muted after I realized.
And I'm Graham. Uh, and I like college football. So, also, yeah, Stream 911 still going strong. Athena Grant just got back from
Why the
space.
fuck are they in space, bro?
I don't understand what's going
Yo.
on.
It's something about
She
911
was
Elon Musk. I don't know.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was like 911 Elon Musk, but like Elon Musk was the bad guy. So good on ABC for taking a stand.
So reality.
Um, yeah, and I just watched Shinx and Sydney have a meltdown about the game, and then Shinx immediately bring it back up within seconds of hitting the record button. So that's
You get to
fun.
bring up 911. I never bring anything up. I should have one moment of off-topicness.
Hey, that's not off topic. That's a part of my intro. That
Maybe
is
maybe this
literally
is part of mine. I'm gonna
it
jump on
is
a
in
table
my
the next
contract.
recording. We're gonna just clip it in, me jumping on a table.
It is in my contract with ABC that I have to bring up 911 on this podcast. You know, they're a sponsor.
You know what's in the Big Brother contract? Not quitting. But how do you get around that? By asking to be nominated. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Which round are we talking about?
We can
Yeah,
get there.
man.
So I think this episode, to some extent, is gonna be all about Cody
Hmm.
because he was
It
in
really
HOH
is.
in week 4. And then he was the victim of a quote unquote backdoor in week 5 and was the battle back champion house challenger thing in between. So it all
That is kind of
kind of
crazy that this
culminates
is
in the week
so
of Cody here.
Cody-centric. Yeah.
The
And we can
codification of it all.
The
exactly.
He is pretty
codification.
main character at the present.
Yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of MAGA, what we were
True.
talking about earlier.
So let's jump into our notes. So we had an HOH competition. This was done by Luke. It was called Missing Numbers. Very straightforward. You get a grid, numbers 1 through X, going all the way up to 100. You have to count, and it's going to be a number in the sequence that is missing. Keep counting. A second number will be missing. You have to figure out what those two numbers are, put in the command, and keep going. Fastest time, no penalties, yada yada yada, will win. And well, no, just time here. And ultimately, Cody came out as the winner, taking himself as the new head of household. And this is where things get kind of crazy now because we have to go over to the Den of Temptation for the third and final time, where the audience gives Veronica, I almost said Vanessa, wow, gives Veronica the halting hex, or as I've dubbed it, the as Alex has his name.
Oh yeah, just before we move on, I feel like we really need to acknowledge the fact that I think it was at least two or three people saw numbers on their screen and just in a blind panic screamed that they're gay and can't do math until we were like, it's counting. Can you count 1, 2, 3? Then you are good. Um,
No,
I feel like that just
that was
needs
an
to be
entirely
said.
real reaction. That
Yeah,
would have been my reaction in their shoes.
Yeah, a
I'm
lot of
sorry.
people
Proceed.
were scared of that competition. But yes, we
It was
have
so funny.
the halting hex, or as we've dubbed it now, Jane's pain enchantment, which technically isn't an enchantment, but I wasn't getting into semantics of that. So Veronica has been granted the power where she can go up in the ceremonies at one of the next 4 evictions, say pain, and shut the whole shit down. But that ain't gonna be happening for at least 3 of the 4 weeks that she's got.
I
So
mean, we were
yes,
genuinely very close to it happening at the beginning of
this is true.
this cycle section.
It did almost
Um,
happen.
there was actually a very real danger that the halting hex would have been thrown out immediately.
Yeah.
Which
It
we did
was,
not. As a Veronica's Virgin, I don't know what our name is now, but I
I
think
think
we're
we did
Veronica's
land on
Virgin.
Virgin.
Yeah, I
As a
think we
Veronica's
landed on
Virgin,
Virgin.
I thought that would have been a really funny Team TV week, but as a Veronica's Virgin, I did not want that to happen. Because that was like she just got it, didn't want her to have to flush it immediately to save herself.
Yeah.
Or Raven.
No, Raven still
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
her last week of safety here.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying I didn't want her to have to save
Oh,
herself
yeah.
Raven with it in the first couple of weeks. She had the
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah. But then, as we've said this season, every temptation comes with a curse. And this time the curse was every house guest, including Veronica, will be locked in the quote unquote backyard a la Janky Week, a Dire Fest, where they have no one-on-one access, no alliance access, just each other. And if you want to break the curse, you have to forfeit your next HOH competition, which was going to be infection for everyone else, or touchy subjects for Cody because he was the outgoing HOH. And in a weird way, I really thought people were going to take this curse breaking thing, but I think these people, A, do not like talking, and B,
Yeah.
do not love talking to
Yeah.
each other. They hate each other so much. People are like, oh my God, a break from
People were
DMs?
literally
Yeah.
thanking us
Fuck
and saying that
yes.
it was wonderful and a treat. Like,
So
I-
nobody broke
There
the
was a
curse.
funny moment where Raven in her DR was like, I bet Cameron fucking loves this right now. And then Cameron in his DR, like at the same time, was like, wow, this is ... great for me.
Yeah, I think we got to start a drinking game. Take a shot every time Cameron uses an
Every
ellipsis.
If we took a shot every time that man brought out an ellipsis, none of us would be alive. And I love
No.
it.
No.
I mean, that man. I don't even need to see
You know
who's
what?
speaking. I just need to see that capitalization and that ellipsis. Maybe
let's turn it
maybe
around,
also
take a
in
drink of
poorly timed
water
moment.
every time he does, so that way you stay hydrated.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, after
Yes,
everybody got
that's
absolutely
good.
blitzed on Halloween, we're gonna need it. Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
the last
entire
HOH
house
competition
and most
took
of
a
the
day and a
hosting team.
half because everyone was fucking hungover.
The hosts were fucked over. The house guests were fucked over. Like
Like
this entire
literally,
weekend was just
like
lost
most
to
of
the
the cast
sauce.
I
and
didn't
all
think
the
we needed a
hotel
Halloween break
hosts.
day. Then I saw how many people were drunk, and I was like, okay, we're gonna put a little
Yeah.
pause on this.
Yeah,
Yep.
next year if we have a season going at Halloween, we're gonna have to call it. We're
Yeah,
gonna have to pull it.
just a
I feel
nice
like anything
pause.
that's a
Honestly, for our
drinking
sake.
holiday, like that should just be assumed.
I feel like we get through St. Patrick's Day fine, but the only Irish person we know is Jack Ross, so
Jack
guess
Ross shout out.
that speaks for itself. But yeah, so everyone is locked out. No one breaks the
Yeah, and they really
curse.
did make use of this, huh? They
Yeah.
really just ran with
Oh,
it.
the house chat. Sorry, not even the house chat. The backyard chat was off, on and popping to the point where the topics were. I'm not even going to mention them because this is a family friendly podcast, but
Is it?
they're. I
No,
don't
it
know.
is
Since
not.
when?
When?
Since right now, where I refuse to go beyond talking about poppers and everything else they mentioned that I'm not going to say.
We have
But they're
mentioned that on this very podcast.
we haven't mentioned what Veronica say.
Well,
The bean bussy, something like that, talking about painting.
Surely
Yeah.
Graham has while talking
So
about 911 at some point. Let's be real.
Not that buck
It's true.
but yes, they got real rowdy. It was getting to Tiny Kong Pablo levels of oh my God.
It was getting to Tiny Kong Pablo levels. That's for
There's-
sure.
We have to
talks-
stop leaving
It was
baseball bats in
insane.
the yard.
We do. There was
You
talks
know-
about that, talks about Pokemon, talks about the World Series. Just everyone was yapping. Everyone was yapping. Even Cameron was yapping, which was good for him for the most part, even though he was also getting uncomfortable by the bean bussy conversations. But I don't blame him. So
I think this
I've
was
gotta
actually
say-
a really good week for him.
A
yeah.
group chat can be a really good way to like communicate and talk to a lot of people without as much social energy because it's just like
Mhm.
the one place to pay attention to. Like I kind of love like a one world chat, like it's only one world in that one chat. That's lovely,
But then we learned that Cameron doesn't like the same music everyone else liked, which was another big point of contention in the spec lounge. Where there was a brief moment where people were like, does Cameron not like fucking music? But he didn't like the same music as
Yeah.
we've
Yeah,
dubbed
that
yeah.
I just like let me just say nothing wrong with not liking things, and this cast is fucking crazy, and the way that they talk is crazy. But I was in host chat like, he doesn't like music, like. Like I feel like what okay, if you think of like top 10 like generic topics you can bring up in a conversation with any living human being, I think music is one of the top 10. And he's just like, I don't like, I'm just not into music. Like, oh, wow. Okay, well, I mean, said and done. Said and done. Even Shinx likes music.
Well, Cameron did say he likes like alternate rock and like anime music and stuff, and that's kind of a niche topic. And everyone they were talking about Kim Petras and so on and so forth in there, the gay pop icons, you know.
Is
So
alt rock niche now?
No,
with this
Like,
group,
no.
okay,
I
maybe
feel
I'm
like
crazy.
alt anything, there's a certain like there's some level of gay that's in there, you know, like I don't know.
Yeah,
And
I
then there's just and it's Discord. There's got to be
I
someone.
think this just harkens back to Cameron not really figuring out yet how to function on this alt situation. He's really struggled with it. We talked about it last pod. He's really struggled socially, trying to balance like all, being on an alt and like not exposing too much of himself. I think I said this in the host chat, and I mean this with all love. I do think that he vastly overestimates the amount people care about identities in this org.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's kind of like the whole thing, but also like it's okay. And I think that's just because I don't want to expose identities, but I think it's because he's relatively new to this community, and you know what I mean, and
Yeah,
Mhm.
super
we've
aware of
dubbed
everything.
Cameron. He said this in the DR. He said he's a straight gay. I'm a gay straight. I think Cameron is actually my alt, and this whole thing has been a sham. I am
It's actually
Cameron,
Shanks playing as
and
Cameron.
Cameron is I. So when
Um,
Cameron wins this season, it will be because I rigged it for him. I'm saying this now on the record.
he
But
did rig. We watched it happen.
We did.
but
Mhm.
yes. So
Absolutely.
all
I
that
mean, I do
happens.
actually want to touch on the group chat,
Yes, go for
but
it.
that's more prescient for the renom situation.
Yeah, yeah. We can get
Um,
there.
so we'll get there when we roll
Because
up.
I do think with everyone being locked in, or sorry, locked out, I guess, these last 2 weeks were kind of very straightforward. So, yeah, so Cody's HOH, everyone's locked out, Veronica has a hex, and then Cody goes on to nominate Jillian and Matt because they were like at the bottom of his test rankings and such. And then we go to the veto competition, which was another competition from Luke. This time it was category count up, brought back from season 18 where they flopped it in the first week, where we give again, it's just counting, literally just straight up counting twice. So like,
This
come
one's
on,
also
guys.
math. It involves the times
It does
tables.
kind of. So you have to count. You're gonna get two intervals. In this case, we got 4 and 7, and then two categories, which were the rewind's actual like our actual identities, not our. So they wouldn't say Sarah for me, they'd say Shinx or Shinx for Sydney. They wouldn't say Lori or Rachel. They would say Sydney, Alex, not Isabel, Graham, not Amber, so on and so forth. You know, so that
I
was the
love that
rule.
Isabel's the one that lives rent free in your mind,
And
and not Shelley.
Shelly.
It Isabel just
Yes, and then
haunts you. I love
it
it.
was also Scooby Doo villain. So like the guy with the fish tank head thingy and like Davy Jones, all that fish Scooby Doo bullshit, you know? Shout out Scooby Doo. And basically, if you got to like 4, for example, instead of saying 4, you would say Shanks. Then you go to 8, you would say Sydney. 12, Graham. 16, you say Alex, so on and so forth. And then for every 7, you'd say some Scooby Doo monster. And if they ever overlapped, you could have to say two things. It's a little complicated, but it's also pretty straightforward. And
It's just a drinking game. It's literally
and
just a drinking
yeah,
game.
and
7,
if
14.
you make any mistake, it ends your run right there. And I don't think I can go on without stating we have Matt, who is on the block, ready to count up to as high as he possibly can. He says 1, then he says W instead of 2, and that ends his run right there. And I saw that and I just started laughing Not in his face. In real life, I started cackling and I tried to keep it together, but I could not. There was tears in my eye. I was like, "Oh my God." It's not
Yeah.
funny, but it's like so tragic that it is really
No, it's
funny.
really funny.
It's
It
just
is.
like
It's
it's
like
like oh my
It's like a
it's
slip on
very
a banana
weird.
peel type humor.
yeah,
Yeah, it's very
like
Digital
wrong
slip on
coded.
banana peel.
he was like, "Should I just kill myself after it happened?" And that broke me. I was like, "Oh my
Shake's
God."
like, yes, you should.
Because I'm just like, how do you like what? Especially because you're on the block. It's not like that's what hurt the most. Like if that happened to me and I was on the block in 15 and I did that, I think I'd start crying. Like I don't know
Well,
how.
we know Shinx isn't the best at reassurance, so
I don't.
we're
Okay,
gonna let him.
I didn't lie. I sent him a crying emoji and a heart emoji. Well,
Can I get a heart squad? Shut the
Oh,
fuck
Shut the
up.
fuck up.
we don't do that here.
that's more than I've given anyone else, and that's more than anyone gave me. So,
Yeah, it was just like so rewinds coded.
yeah,
It
Like
was.
that's so like Janelle
literally.
BB6
I was
coded.
thinking
Like
Luke when they said 69 for a
Oh my
tiebreaker and there like wasn't
God.
even like 69 available
That
options. Like
happened
just
today with
that
Elena
happened
this morning.
this
yeah.
cycle.
So good.
Not to break the fourth
12
wall, but
questions.
yeah.
How many questions have I been part of? 15.
15.
8.
Just
Queen.
like,
Queen.
8.
No notes. Love it.
yeah, we'll get to that
This
next
is
episode,
an
but
org of illiteracy. This is an org of illiteracy, and we stand by that.
Absolutely.
we have a bunch of emojis saying org players can't read and Leah Michelle's illiterate, so on and so forth. It's just,
Yeah, actually the 17th house guest was illiteracy.
yeah, yeah. Look, like that's it. She's always here every season. It's
Mhm.
just,
Well,
and
yeah.
sometimes she's in the host chat. She was here today in the host chat too. It just happens.
Interview with a vampire.
Me giving Matt the
Should
wrong
I
answer.
should I repeat his command, and even if it's clearly wrong? Oh wow.
No,
Never
no
self. I
fucking
don't know if I've ever self gagged myself so bad. Like honestly.
But yes, with this veto,
Absolutely not. It's famous as shit and Google is free.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You're
oh,
right.
we're
Mhm.
funny. We are funny.
Oh God.
But yeah, this veto comes down to Jason and Jillian, who both managed to count up to 27 successfully, which means we have to go to a tie of when they sent their 27 from when they started. And it was a difference of 41 seconds. Jason clocking in at 4:07 and Jillian clocking in at 4:48. So Jason won the veto. And in his bit of sympathy, which is crazy that Jason won something. Jason and Dominique have been the chronic throwers because they've played in every veto thus far up to this
He
point, which is
genuinely should have
insane.
thrown this veto. I don't know why he didn't.
I don't think he. I don't. I think he thought more people would go far because 27 is kind of like mid, but the top three scores were 27, 27, and 24, and the lowest scores were 1, 12, and 15. So like
Yeah.
you know, and I do give them some grace because they don't know all of our identities, but then it was funny because they had a freebie in the example where I told them Sydney, and they know all the hosts have played, and yet I saw people going
We're
to
in the
Rewind's
sidebar.
history
Just
and
go
reading.
into the sidebar.
They went to Rewind's history and started shouting out people from season 18. I'm like, y'all,
It is so funny that they
there's
could
like 5 names right
look at the
here.
sidebar. One, all of the
In their
host
one
names.
thing I will say in their defense is we have weird ass names.
Fair
Like
enough.
That's true. That's true.
Jackson doesn't even have the word Jackson in his, or
Neither
like
do I.
Jack
Mine
or
is just
anything.
Mocha.
Oh, right.
Someone did call Jackson Jasper earlier, and I was like, and this reminds me of in season 17, Audrey, we did a challenge where we had to say host names, and Audrey said Nathan because
I was
Swan called
about to
themselves
say.
Swanathan. And we were like, do you mean Swan? And we let it slide because it was like, I mean, I guess. It's
Sure.
clear what she meant.
Yeah, that's about right. That's
Yeah.
about right. But yeah, Jason wins this veto that he should have thrown, and he has two people that both think he's gonna use it on them,
Which is why you should have thrown.
which is why he should have thrown.
And
He did have a thing in his diary room though of talking about like wanting to use this to show his allies that he's willing to like put his money where his mouth is and
he
shit
did
and
it.
like
He did hate this
actually
nom set. too. He did not like
That is
Sunset at
true. He
all.
did. He did want to at least get rid of one of the nominations.
Yeah, go ahead, Alex. You were saying. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, it's okay. It basically was just that. I think it was just I'm not sure if it was even just like an accidentally poorly thrown competition. I think he might have legitimately wanted to be able to prove to his allies that he's willing to like put his neck out there and like just basically prove trust through action, which isn't a terrible thing to do.
No, it's
Yeah,
not. That's not always inherently bad to make moves. Um, I think it's either like we get really caught up in this idea of you either try to stay in the background and blend in so you don't get sniped, or you have to like push, 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 push and be like a power player and make a bunch of moves at the same time. When I think Big Brother's a lot more nuanced than that.
yeah,
So like Alex, like you said last week, it's not a bad thing to not get your way sometimes.
Mhm.
It's not a bad thing to like put your neck out there. Especially when it comes to vetoing someone else, which great segue to this kind of conversation we were talking about,
Mhm.
considering having a conversation about. But yeah, Jason does end up vetoing Jillian, and we can talk about the actual game repercussions of that in a second. But I did just want to take a moment and discuss like vetoing someone else off the block, especially early in the game. Like
yeah. This is a point we wanted to definitely touch on, like a dedicated podcast segment. So doesn't want to kick it off or like Graham continue.
yeah, I love it.
I think it definitely has its merits. Like my personal MO with this is like I throw everything. I try to sprinkle in like an early veto win just to like, hey, I can win stuff if I need to and show my allies like I'm good. I'll like it depends like, oh, I'll use it and I'll save you if I have to, or like I'll use it and keep your noms the same, depends on whatever. But my personal and all the Big Brother orgs that I've ever played, up until Rewinds 15, I have always either vetoed myself or closed the box. I have never used it on another person until 15, where we had to backdoor Hazel and I used it to save Jake. And if we weren't backdooring Hazel, I was closing that fucking box. So that was the only reason. And that was like Final 7, so it's not even early. The only other time I did consider using it early was on my first HOH when Ray got nominated by the MVP and I didn't want him on the block, but I thought it was more important to keep the nom set that we knew than risk anyone else going up when we knew Ray was going to be safe instead of leaving it to what is basically RNG nom because we don't know who the MVP is who's going up. So I had won that veto and done it to not only keep my nom safe, but show the rest of the house like, hey, I could use this on one person and put the rest of you in danger, but I'm keeping all of you here safe. And I
Mhm.
think that's what I was trying to get out of that moment there. So I think early veto wins. Using it does have its merits, and not using it also has its merits. I'm team not use it, but there's a lot of cases, which I think Graham is about to mention, where using it is a great move, and Jason using it today was a great move as well.
Jason using the veto on Julian was a great move for him. I genuinely believe that. I'm team TV. So I'm team why the hell not? No, well also Shinx, that was the first season you ever used the veto on someone else, and it's also the first season you won it. You won Big Brother.
This is
So
true.
maybe let's think about that for a
Mhm.
second. No,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I used my first time playing my first org ever. I didn't realize that it was a faux pas to use the veto on someone else, especially early. But it
Yeah.
was literally week 2. I
Your case
won
was a little special. There was some
I
controversy behind yours.
I won the veto week 2 and used it on Dustin. Um intent even though I think Dustin didn't want me to use it on him, but I did anyway.
Dustin wanted you to throw it to him, let him save himself, and you be vulnerable for a renom on Crazy Mike's HOH.
Yeah, but that's the thing that I knew is that if Dustin came off the block, I was going on the block.
Yeah,
And I was like, well, I can keep us both safe if I
Yeah.
win the
exactly.
veto.
Win-win.
Why are you being a
You're
bitch about
welcome.
this?
Dustin didn't want you to. That's an L with using it early. It reveals your bonds, but I think it's another move of you're probably not saving your number one ally that early. So it's a good like mask to hide your real allegiance. Like, hey,
Mhm.
And that
look.
is ex
Yeah,
and
go
that's
ahead.
exactly what happened is I used the veto early, in particular because my number one ally was actually Jamaica, but which worked because we later came back for season 13 as a duo.
Yeah.
Whether she liked me in that season or not is a different
I was
conversation.
gonna say, where she tried to murder
But she
you.
tried to kill me for some reason. Even though I literally swore my entire game to her. We're moving on. But yeah, it was one of those things where my number one ally was actually someone else. But I used the veto on Dustin to make because perception is reality in Big Brother. Alex says this
Mhm.
all the time. Perception is reality. It doesn't matter what actual reality is. What people think is going on is what's actually happening.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I want the house to think Dustin's my number one. That way, if people ever try to like break up the Swiffer Wet Jets or the whatever
The
seven,
swifter wet jets.
um, you know what I mean? If people try to break up the alliance that I was in, they would put Dustin and I on the block and not put Jamaica and I on the block
Mhm.
Yeah.
together. And sure enough, literally like 5 cycles later, when the alliance that was running the game, my alliance got blown up and they
Oh,
wanted it
Carol.
to get gone, they put up Jamaica and Danny and not Jamaica and myself, even though
Yeah.
Jamaica and I were arguably way more of the power players at that point
Mhm.
in the game
Yeah.
anyway, because they thought Dustin and I were the duo and that not Jamaica and I were the duo.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that where using the veto can be great or can be good. I'm always in the fence of use it to further your game because in Big Brother, that's when you have power. It's kind of like we talked about last week, where it was like when Cameron was the HOH and was like, I'm a game bot, I don't do good social. But like the biggest criticism and like take we had about that was that, well, that was your week to do that. Like your
Yeah.
week to do that and be game bot and do a bunch of game stuff is the
Mhm.
week you have the power to actually change things and to form something. Um,
And it actually, I think it is possible sometimes to start a game relationship with someone like on a game bot level that then develops into a social one. Like
Yeah.
absolutely.
I've definitely seen ones
Absolutely.
where like I wasn't really like able to vibe with someone socially until like all ended up on the bottom. We just kind of had like become the little army of goats, and suddenly they were
Yep.
easier to talk to because like you were just talking
100%.
about like strategy and it kind of goes into social a little bit. You just have more of a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if
So
you
you
have
really
it,
missed it, yeah.
the opportunities to actually amass standing in Big Brother are rare. It's not like Survivor where things flip all the time and power changes and like a vote flip can change the entire game. Now, a vote flip can change the entire game in Big Brother, but the thing is that Big Brother's way more stagnant is the wrong word, but it's really cemented. That's why split houses are a huge thing in the Big Brother household usually. Like Big Brother is way slower paced, and so those opportunities come a lot more rarely to change the game than they do in other types of like social strategic games. So I don't know. I think using the veto, I've been going on about this, so sorry, but like I think using the
You're good.
veto, as long as you do it with intention early, is great. It's a great resource. It's a resource you have. Or like Shink said, he didn't use the veto early to make the rest of the house feel good with him because they knew that they could randomly go up. And he was like, well, I like all of you. I don't want you to go up. Or I was like, well, I don't want people to actually know my relationship with Jamaica. Like it's like using it in a strategy way
Yes.
is do it that way. Don't be crazy.
Yeah.
Don't be crazy with it, but do it that way for sure.
And
And Jason absolutely did the right thing by vetoing Jillian this week.
yeah.
I mean, it showed his allies he was willing to win competitions and also go to bat for his allies, but it also didn't ruffle too many feathers because the people that were in power were already kind of on the outs anyway.
Yeah.
So it ended up being kind of like a hands-free week for him, actually. I'll
And he
think.
also kind of did a little bit of the public excuse of, like, oh, you were just a few seconds away from the win. And it just feels so unfair. And I would
Yeah.
hate for that to happen to me. So, you know, and I think I even saw people kind of say to him, like, no, that really makes sense. That was really gracious of you. And like, I think it just came off very well from
Yeah.
him.
I
Mhm.
think
And
that
I
is.
can
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I just want to add one thing as someone who doesn't win competitions. Um, like I think we have to add my 2 cents because I can't win for shit. And I think from my perspective, as someone who can't win competitions and has only ever won a competition pretty much by being someone throwing it to me or by random generator or whatever. Thank you, Cadabra. I agree with Graham that I just feel like the POV is just another tool. Like you only have so many tools in the house
Mhm.
to change things up or to keep things the same. And either way, you're making a statement. Like by not using POV, you're making a statement. By using it, you're making a statement. As someone who I think I don't have I ever been vetoed? I don't even
I
know if I've ever
was
been.
I was looking. The closest it was you got vetoed in a week in the final four round by Cole and All Stars, but that was like
Yeah. So it's
final
like
four.
yeah. Like I was just trying to kind of come at it as someone who like can't win competitions. So like I'm someone who I've never ever been able to like make a decision of like, I'm gonna win POV this week. It's ever like, can I win a competition in the entire season? Great question. But like from that perspective, like as someone who's kind of only using social and strategic skills to try to make it forward and POV is something just happening to you or like happening to the house, like it says a lot about who you choose to use it on.
Mhm.
I truly think there is nothing wrong at all or nothing weird about using it not on yourself. Like
Oh yeah,
obviously it's just
100%.
a case by case basis. Like in the recent actual season of Big Brother, it was used on Vince and that was a mistake. Like she
Yeah.
should never have used it on Vince. And that was an example of like using veto when you didn't need to, and it ended up like making like this chain dynamite effect or dynamite domino
Domino.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, where like it ended up fucking up Lauren's
Lauren.
game. But there's been plenty of times in BBR where I mean, I feel like what was the season where like veto was used like every week? Was that last season or was like the season
Um,
before that?
it was looks like 17. It happened a lot in 17
Yeah, and it ended up being
and a
like
lot in
that in
16.
yeah, and like those are seasons where we had a lot of big power players, and it was again just like a way to make a statement. Um, I think that it's a tool just like any other. It is what you make of it.
Yeah, I
But I
was
do think as someone who's can't win competitions and who has been in danger, I do think like from that perspective, it can be a very strong tool to bring someone closer to you. And I mean, Jillian doesn't give like a ton, so we don't have like a ton of insight from her. But I think just like logically speaking, and from what we have gotten, like that move of taking her off the block brought her infinitely closer to Jason, which is great for
yeah.
him. So it's like it's
Jason
very
went from 2 to
powerful.
1 on her trust ranking, like
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah,
Yep.
So,
exactly. So it's just like it's
And he
just a
should.
tool
He
like any
used the veto
other.
on
oh,
her.
1,000% every
Yeah.
Yeah,
single time.
yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna bring up to Sydney, like there was also the point of like Goose nominating you and Cole and saving Cole to backdoor Jackson right before jury. Like sometime in hindsight, horrible move because Cole's now a three-time winner. But like, it's like sometimes the veto, sometimes it seems like a good move in a bubble, and then it could always like if Cole was a normal person, he gains loyalty to Goose for that, but Cole is Cole, so it's
Well,
just
that
taking
I mean,
advantage.
that whole week, I won't get into it, but that whole week was crazy because like Goose wins. We realize that I'm in danger. Cole's like, I need to convince, I will volunteer to go up with you
Yeah,
so that we can force one of us to win veto. And I'll pretend like this was Goose's plan the whole time. So Goose thinks backdooring Cher, aka Jackson, is his move. So he's on board. And I'll make him feel good with me because I'll volunteer to go up on the block in order to enact this plan, even though that's what we want, because this is the best way to ensure that you don't leave for the week. I mean, it was a insane fucking
yeah, a lot
plan.
of 8D chess,
And
but
and it worked. Crazily enough, it worked.
And
But
fuck Laura Dern. And I've always said
and
that.
and don't forget, Graham, your iconic line as a spec, Goose's lightsaber turned red this week.
Goose is gonna be so happy to be mentioned.
Shout out
True.
Betty White, rest in
Truly.
peace.
Shout Betty White,
But
who gave me no peace that entire season. But anyway, that was just my
yeah,
2 cents. And also, I wanted to say, as like a segue into after POV is used, like there's this really funny moment where the house chat blowing up because again they have no DMs, no alliances,
yeah,
so all communication, and they're going off again, and they're like having a ton of fun. And Cody starts having because originally Cody's like, okay, I am probably gonna read on Veronica. And
Mhm.
obviously Veronica's virgins are like, no, because we don't want her to use the halting hex yet. It's just too soon. She just got it. But it was looking like Cody, if he's going off of his existing alliances, like he only has essentially like Veronica as his renom option. Um, and then Veronica's in house chat, Raven's in house chat, like all of that kind of sphere of influence in the house. And Cody
Insane.
suddenly starts like spiraling in his DR. He's like, wait a minute. I actually really like these people.
yeah.
Wait, they're funny as fuck. Wait, and I actually really like Matt and Jillian. Wait, like this was a bad nom set. Wait, what am I doing? And then
Yeah.
he starts like literally he as the house chat is like going off for like 2 hours, he is slowly spiraling in his DR. And obviously he can't like it's I was originally kind of upset that no one chose to break the curse in terms of getting their DMs back because I was like, ugh, the pacing of
And
this
it
week is
broke
going
for
to be
stupid
dog
reasons
shit.
last week.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I was like, the
Jesus
pacing
Christ.
of this week is going to be dog shit because no one's going to be online because they're all taking this as kind of like a free pass to not socialize, which like I get. But then it actually ends up being perfect, but because they can't DM each other, Cody can't talk to his allies. Like he can't talk to Cameron about what he's going through. All he can do is like and I'm not even saying self-implode in like a negative way, because I don't necessarily think he made a bad move.
I think it was
I
actually
mean,
It
good
was
for
a good
him.
move
It
for
was a
Cody.
fantastic
It was
move,
a good move
To
for the
honestly.
break out of it,
season.
yeah.
It was a good
no,
move for us.
no, so like I don't mean self-implode in a negative way, but like Cody, all he could really do was just like self-implode on
Mhm.
his own because unless he wanted to like bring strategizing to the house chat, which he obviously wasn't going to do, so he's having this like total introspective renaissance of like, oh my god, I've gone about this week entirely wrong, and then he's like, you know what, like would anyone care if I nominated Josh? Like, where is Josh? Because Josh is in this no bracelets alliance, and he's like, no one cares about that alliance, really. Do I even care about that alliance? Josh isn't even here. Like, he's probably not even going to notice he's nominated. Like, he's kind of
He's like,
going
I'm
through like
pretty
this
sure
whole.
Cameron's the
When
only one
Josh
who actually gives a fuck about
when
that
I
thing,
got Josh
actually.
Oh,
online
literally.
for the veto
And that's
or
real.
whatever it was, Josh was like, "How the fuck am I not nominated?" And I was like, "I'm asking
Literally.
the same question, bro. I don't
No,
know."
literally. So like we're suddenly like on the outside, we're like, oh my god, this week could be perfect. Because no offense to Josh, Josh was super fun when he was here, but he was just like not here.
Mhm.
And him going up and going out would be a much better. I mean, for Veronica's virgins at least, than Veronica going up and having to flush for halting hex to save herself. Right when Jason vetoes Jillian, Cody kind of just bites the bullet and is like, you know what, fuck it. Like, fuck this no bracelets alliance. I need to pivot. Josh is a better person to put on the cross essentially, and he does it. And he nominates Josh, and it's like, this is huge. This is huge fucking news. And like Veronica's virgins were up, stocks are up, halting hex is still in place. And it seems therefore like it's gonna be super straightforward. Like pretty much no one wants to save Josh. Cameron's like, dot dot dot, what is Cody doing? What am I supposed to do here? And like pretty much immediately after the renom, like I think the vote happened very quickly. Like no
Yeah.
one, it was really not. And I do also another thing is like because again no one can talk, so I do understand because Matt like isn't getting a ton of reassurance because there's no DMs, but Matt's like spiraling. He at one point he's like, I'm getting old Yellard, I think. But like
Absolutely.
the vote is like a Nan against Josh. Like he's completely fine, but he's like suddenly convinced he's getting executed behind the shed for some reason.
Mhm.
That's just how we
Probably
do on
because
BBR.
Yeah, Josh got the
right.
veto was used. Josh got put up and evicted all in the same calendar day. That's how quick
It
everything
was
moved.
so fast. It was so fucking fast because like everyone was like, yeah, Josh is just like a non-entity. Like we just need to get rid of Josh.
The only reason
So
Josh was
Matt's
still
like
here was because Cameron and Cody. That is literally
Yeah.
the only reason
exactly,
he was still here.
Yeah.
exactly.
And Cody had the meltdown and went, I hate these people. Well, he didn't say that, but he was like, I I hate this alliance. I don't know why I'm still in it. The people I actually like are on the opposite side of the house. What am I doing?
No,
What am I
literally.
doing?
And it was such a great moment of clarity, I feel like, because this house has been so, again, like just really interesting. Like there's the power players, which I do think are clear, but the sides of the house, even as Cameron and Cody, mostly Cameron, kind of have continued to, I don't want to say force, but kind of force this two sides thing going on.
No,
Like
it's forced.
even
I was gonna say you can
even
use the word force. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
but even with that, like it's still not that clear cut. You know what I mean? No, it feels it's this fourth side of the house, but like these people aren't fit in boxes. Like they, even though there's kind of sides, and we'll get into the reveal of that in a second, but like they, even with the reveal later, like I just don't feel like these players for the most part are fit into boxes socially. Like they're willing to pivot, they want to pivot, they're crossing like crossing across the aisle, like shaking hands across the aisle almost with each other. And I feel like that moment of clarity from Cody really accentuates that, because he just has this moment that I think it was just really fun, where he realized there was a lot of people having a lot of fun on quote unquote his not side of the house. And he's like, maybe I should just actually be allies with them. Like,
Yeah.
wait, like I actually can do whatever I want. I have free will.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, love is for you, Cody.
Even though he's the
Christmas
reason
is out
this
of the
force
game
has
and
been.
bracelets aren't
Yeah.
Yeah,
real.
and Christmas
Like
was out of the game on day 2. And he
no,
sorry,
literally.
day 3, excuse me. Sorry, Christmas.
Sorry,
Put some respect
Christmas.
on her name.
No, like Sydney, let's actually get into it. Yeah. Because Josh gets nominated and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna nominate me, Cody? Well, I thought that my alliance of you, Cameron, Ramsey, like he
Be like,
like named
she
every
doesn't even name everyone. She's like, Josh stops at like Ramses and Kevin. Like everyone else
yeah.
who didn't get a bracelet.
He's like all of us non-bracelet getters were in an
And can I
alliance.
say and can I say that I think the reason Josh cut it off is because he couldn't see his alliances. So I don't
He
think he
didn't know the
remembered
names.
who was in the not. I was pretty. He never said that, but I'm like 99% sure that's why he stopped, because he couldn't see who else was in it, and I don't think he remembered.
Yeah. And you know
That's
what?
honestly
That's
real.
real.
That's so good.
I'm lost
Yeah,
without my
And
one-on-ones.
then
that
everyone's like, "Oh, really? Huh?
yeah.
Interesting."
Josh just like blows it up and is like, yeah,
And Cameron's like,
bracelets versus
dot dot
non-bracelets.
dot. Well, that blew up.
And
Yep.
Cameron was like, "Oh, my alliance."
I
And
actually
Cameron
want to
was like,
find what he said because it was low key
Yeah.
funny.
and he's
Hold
like, my
on.
sides
Let
of
the
the
record show
house,
right
they're
now, I am
ruined.
not dunking on Cameron. I am a tried and true Cameron chameleon till I die. This is out of love. From
Cameron
me, at
goes
Funny.
least.
in his DR. Cameron goes, without Josh even responding either, it's ugh. And then that was at 12:48 p.m. In between that and the next message, Josh sends that in ceremonies. At 12:49 p.m., Cameron goes dot dot dot. Okay, never mind. Blow up everything. Why don't you?
Yeah, dot
I'm
dot dot.
telling
Okay,
you,
never
Cameron
mind.
is a treasure. I
He's like,
need
God,
him.
this vote's going fast. Like, yeah,
Mind
because
if he hasn't even
everyone
voted
was
yet because
so
he's trying to
gum.
figure out what's happening so he can vote on the
He's trying
right
to figure out what
side.
Cody wants, and it's like, brother, like it's no, there is not going to be a tie. This isn't going to be close.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So, I mean, yeah, Josh blows up. People have their reactions, and then I feel it was kind of unceremonious. Unanimous 11-0, but wherever the hell it was 11-0? I
No,
think
it was this the first unanimous vote of the season?
yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. That should tell you something with these crazy
Yeah, it was
ties.
yeah.
11
Like,
zip.
just get
Matt
them out.
still can't vote at this point because he's still on the block.
Yeah, I mean, very like it's so ID Gaff war coded. Like everyone was just like, and what about it?
I mean,
Like,
on the go ahead.
yeah, on the Josh blow up, everyone was like, okay, and losers. Like that's literally what happened in people's DR.
Because yeah, I was talking about this today. It's like because as the game is still going on, the vibe still seems bracelets versus non-bracelets. But I'm like, in reality, it's just that the people who got bracelets got them for a reason, and the people who
Mhm.
didn't
Yes.
got them
Yeah.
for a reason. It's just the social people got the bracelet. So like, yeah, by optics, for the most part, it looks like that. But then there's like why were they? And I think Cameron's even starting to realize this too. He's like, oh, these sides aren't really here anymore. It's just like we are the weaker players. We didn't get the bracelets and stuff.
Mhm.
And that's and literally even those quote unquote weak players are making their inroads with the bracelet group finally. So it's like finally
I've been really happy to see that because
melding, yeah.
I feel like it would just be incredibly boring and stagnant to basically have the season be like, you know, the power players just picking off like the people who aren't around it. Like, I don't know. I feel as though like
Because they hate each other
there's some
now.
dynamic. Exactly. Like I
Raven
just
hates
want some
Megan.
sort of
Dominique
gameplay.
wants to get
Like,
Megan's head on a stake. It's just a whole bunch.
yeah.
We'll get into that next week. But I think, yeah, as things are finally happening, Josh goes, and we have our battle back lineup now. So we'll get to their world in a minute. Still in the house, we have to find our house challenger to try and block the battle back force from coming in. Cody says, "Hey guys, can I do it since I can't play the next situation?" Everyone's like, "Sure." So they just vote for Cody, and he votes for Raven because you can't vote for yourself. So Cody becomes the house challenger.
By the way, I'm still unclear. Did he campaign more than that
No,
singular text in the house chat?
no,
Or was that his whole
No.
campaign
that
to
was
the
it.
unanimous vote?
He literally said,
All
"I
right,
want to
cool.
do it because I
Amazing.
can't play the next situation." Everyone's like, "Sure." He's like, "I want to play the challenge." So like, great, cool. No one else wanted to do it. That simple. I tried to prod for DR questions about it. No one gave a shit, and I'm like, you
No
know
one gave
what?
a fuck.
Yeah.
Truly. We should just call this season the ID Gaff War.
I was
Like
gonna say
CD
Really
Rewind
should.
on the
19,
topic of
the
the ID
ID
Gaff
Gaff
War,
War.
we've got the battle back
Episode
lineup.
title. Like truly.
So yes, the battle back ID Gaff War. We have going into it. It's our classic rewinds mazes. Thank you, Jackson. Or the first round is the easy maze. First round is the easy maze. Second round is medium maze, and the third round is the hard maze. But
Mhm.
for each round one's gonna have two winners of the battle back people. Round two of those two people will have one winner, and then round three will be the house challenger versus the last standing battle backer to either stay out or come back in. And I will mention here, Christmas did complete the first portion and then go into DNF the second, but because she DNF the second, we did a DNF blanket one. But Christmas wants us to know, you all to know, she did complete one portion of the mazes. She did not just quit the first part.
She did. It's
Yeah.
just that
She did make it
multiplications of
through.
0 are still 0. So
Yeah. And then
multiplications of DNF are still DNF,
and then
unfortunately.
Yeah, literally.
Josh didn't quit. Josh didn't try.
Didn't Josh just not log in?
Josh
Or
didn't log in, and I was DMing Josh on May, and like I was gonna do it, but I didn't get off of work till like right now, 15 minutes before deadline. I was like, "Do you want me to just DNF?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm all right, cool. I don't know if Josh was gonna beat Alex's crazy ass in it. We can get into it right now. Alex came out guns blazing here, running through round
Yeah.
one in a minute, no penalties. Round two,
Which is
2 minutes, no penalties. And we'll pause there because then Jessica finishes round one with 10 minutes almost and three penalties. But because Josh and Christmas did not complete the whole thing, they were bumped out. So we go into Jessica and Alex going into round two. And going into round two, they both had zero penalties, so this one came at a time. As I said, Alex had 2 minutes, and Jessica would have a good fight with seven. And then this is where round three is where things get tricky. Jessica had a perfect score in round three, so it didn't matter how much time she had. She would have had Jessica won part two. She would have come back in the game. So unfortunately, we have lost Jessica because she couldn't beat Alex's crazy ass in part
Rip
three.
my
Part
queen.
two. Has she talked to you since, Graham? Did you lose your friend?
Yes,
Okay.
actually, we had coffee and did homework today. About
Yay.
3 hours ago.
We love that.
Thank God, y'all freaks didn't run her off.
But yeah, and then also at this point, we have officially revealed, since people are now out of the game, we have revealed preacher identity. So shout out to Christine, Jinx,
Yes.
and Jessica,
Yes.
our current preachers, and
Yes.
Sean, Cody. We'll get there when we get there, but our lovely preachers.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, going into round three, Alex chokes here. It was kind of crazy. I thought Alex was done. I thought it was a wash. She wasn't coming back. She had 4 penalties and almost 9 minutes. So all eyes were on Cody to do this challenge. Cody goes into the challenge. He takes a little bit of time. I think before he even makes a guess, he's already been slower than Alex. He makes one guess. It's wrong. We're like, okay, it's not that bad. He makes another guess. It's wrong. And then he says, and I quote, happy birthday, Alex, and just starts spamming the numbers until he gets the right one, which then puts him at 6 penalties to Alex's 4. So Alex gets to come right back in the game like she never left. And the single funniest thing happened here. I go to Alex on May to tell her she's back in the game. And she's like, oh my, sobbing emojis, logs into her DR. Oh my, why am I back? And I just started cackling like this girl does not want to be back. It's so funny. And then like 24 hours later, she makes an alliance with Ramses and Kevin. I'm like, okay, that lasted for a day. She's back in it. It's just very funny to me. I'm like, nobody wants to be here. We've been on walk prevention for like half the season this far. The people who were out wanted to be out. The person who came back didn't want to come back. I'm like, what's in the water here? And this casting was very weird. It's basically like almost all like host favors from friends and stuff to get them to play here. And it's very telling that almost all of our boots have basically quit in one form or another. And I'm just like, what are we doing here? It's just
You can speak for yourself. I think the people that I found really wanted to play the series and are excited about the theme. And,
but Christmas
I don't
threw.
think that everybody is. What was that?
Didn't Christmas throw both challenges to stay out?
I feel like Christmas had extenuating
Fair enough.
circumstances.
Fair enough.
And that is not a fair comparison to make.
I also personally think that Jessica really loved the theme.
I
and would
said
have loved to have
almost
played
all.
Yeah.
this
I said
game.
almost
I feel
all.
like Shinx is projecting here.
I am not.
I feel like
Big.
Shinx is projecting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cody didn't want to be here. Alex didn't want to be here. Okay. And Christmas had her circumstances. And Josh didn't want to be here. Okay.
Mhm.
As
Thank
the
you.
only host that was happy for Alex Au to be back in the game, how does that feel? She
I'm living like this was it was I was cackling. I was like, woo! I was throwing a party of one in the host chat. I was like, this is funny. Like I would be sad for Jessica, and I was, but like I don't need to be miserable. I have two choices. I'm gonna choose happiness. I'm gonna choose the funnier option here and just enjoy it. Because I could sit here and sulk for Jessica, but then I'm like, where's it gonna get me? I don't want to complain about my own season, So I'm gonna be like, all right, she's back. Can't change it. Let's laugh about it because this is hilarious. And I personally think Alex has been really funny since she's come back. And that's just me. I've been enjoying it, so that's all I got to say
you
on
do
that.
you do love an inactive calm beast. That is like your whole bread and butter.
I like one inactive copy, and suddenly it's a whole shit.
Big
Well,
Brother
this-
BBR does have
you
just
know.
like a proud tradition of inactive
do.
compies.
we do.
It's
Because
hilarious.
usually
And
it's
And I
like-
feel like your recruitment is possibly involved.
Can I
Well,
No,
just bring
literally.
to the forefront? And I think this says everything about everything with Alex. In her DR on 10/29, she says, I just have that indomitable competitive spirit.
Honestly, that is so
She-
camp
and
and
she
iconic. I will give her that.
She gets 12 hearts. She gets 12 hearts from us. And then Jackson comes in and says, I wish you had that indomitable diary room spirit. And that gets 17 skull reactions. And she goes, and then a whole day later, she goes, oh my help, I got jumped by the players and jumped by the hosts.
I'm telling you, she's funny.
I mean, honestly, that was Jackson being
Her
funny,
reaction
but-
was funny. Her
Yeah, I
reaction
mean,
was funny.
I will say I appreciate the fact that she took it in stride because it was
Yes.
hilarious.
I
And,
appreciate she was a good sport about it. Yeah.
and you know what? At the end of the day, like she has definitely come in with more energy than she originally had before Battle Back, which we love that.
Like she could have
And
just
I
quit.
think-
If she really wanted out, she could have just quit. She's still
That's
here
true.
talking to people, making alliances. Like she's still
Mhm.
playing.
No, she's making moves.
Oh, I was so
mean,
gagged to see the alliance made. I was like, yes, okay.
Yeah,
you
she's
Exactly.
really
know.
up with that. Good for her.
Yeah.
Also, I love how she calls it this doo-doo alliance skull emoji with
She just
So-
really is the general of the ID Gaff war.
Jackson
No,
called her
she-
Beast Mode Owlboy in reference to Beast Mode Cowboy. We've made a
Yeah,
lot of
no,
jokes about her last
Ow,
name.
ow.
I think ow
No,
to the nomination.
she has like I think she's kind of similar to Jillian now. Like Jillian, who I think gives more in general, but like Jillian and her
Mhm.
diary specifically, like doesn't say a ton. but when she comes in that diary room, she has something very important to say. And Alex has kind of given us that since she's been back, and that's been
And
appreciated.
now
That has
people
been
want to
nice.
work with Alex. Like at first, no, like
Yeah.
people remember this is another important thing. People didn't want Alex gone. She was a fourth nominee after a twist and a veto. So people did like her to an extent when she was here. She wasn't exactly twist fucked, I'd say. But if Raven didn't have the pendant, Alex doesn't get evicted.
Yes,
And
Can I
that,
also say can I
yeah,
also
go
say
ahead.
one more thing from her DR? She said this got me because this is so fucking me. Alex said if I'm HOH, which she's not, she said I am nominating Mark and Matt because I simply can't differentiate the two.
That's
Now
incredibly
that's
real.
real as fuck.
No,
That
Yeah.
is real as
yeah,
fuck.
she got me in the
That's
first
kind of
half.
when she got me. When I saw that, I was like, wait a minute.
We're
You're on
back.
my client list. Maybe you're on
I'm
my client list a
telling
little
you, she
bit.
has her moments. She's let her cook. It's the
Now,
European.
and
Stop
that's another
actively
thing.
rooting against her so that I can turn my highlights
Oh,
back
the
on. I
funniest part
haven't
was
decided.
when she won the battle back. I saw, and Alex deleted her highlights because she didn't want them to come
Yeah, literally. And that's
Because
the thing
for
too, is that
context, we have a bot that like gives you highlights when your name is said. So Alex, since we have a host Alex and a player Alex, Alex doesn't have highlights on right now to know when they're talking about her. She turned them
yeah.
on when Alex left, and then Alex came back. She had to turn them off. Go ahead, Graham.
I was about to say, yeah, and that's another thing. I mean, I mean, we can just move straight into the next cycle then.
Yeah,
You
because
Yeah.
know,
she's back in the
this is
game.
jumping the gun, but since we're talking about Alex, ow, um, she wins the veto this cycle, and then like
The
not to again
indomitable contest competitive spirit.
spoiling a few things, but like she wins the veto, and then the week after that, it's like people are like, "Oh, wait, fuck, we either need to like get rid of her or we want her on our side to win comps because we're all social flops that can't win comps."
Yeah.
You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Like she's kind of
Sometimes you just
insulating
need an
herself.
emotional support comp beast. And,
Yeah, she's
I
kind of
think Alex can
insulating
be that for
herself.
people.
I think literally today someone wanted to make an alliance with her and then just held off because numbs might be tight. There's Veronica did that. So yeah. But yeah, I think we can move into next week now. So we have the infection HOH called planaria, aka flatworms. Everyone has to smell our lovely host, Bella Swan, because Graham has a mind that comes from dark places. I can't even think of where they come from. But you can elaborate on your competition,
I
Graham.
have a mind that has seen the 2008 smash hit Twilight and watched Edward have like a panic attack when he smelled Bella
It felt
Swan.
like a scene from the like Jizz in My Pants SNL like music video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like the scene from Dr. Odyssey where that guy just started like jizzing in his pants every now and
Oh my
then.
God. I get the reference because
Yeah,
I watched the show.
yeah, like genuinely. Rip
A Ryan
Dr.
Murphy
Odyssey, by the
reference I
way.
approve of.
Lord.
Yeah, rip Dr. Odyssey. But it was just like, yeah, it was, I mean, if Edward had to smell Bella Swan, everyone else in that house is gonna smell Bella
Yeah,
Swan
there was some
too.
non-consensual smelling,
There
and
were
not
some funny
everybody.
jokes. I Matt when Matt had to sniff, he was like, "I'm not sniffing anybody." Oh my God, my nose fell off. There's blood gushing everywhere. Oh my God, help!
Yeah, Megan and Matt were really funny when it came to the sniff off. Or Megan and Jason. I think it was Megan and
Yeah,
Jason.
it
Had
was,
some good sniff moments.
yeah, just a lot of sniffing going on there.
But it was infection is what it
And
was.
they took over the live comps channel again.
They got put right back into the Lions Pop channel after they just escaped it.
Just
Literally.
keeping everybody hostage in there. I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
More insanity ensued.
and I love that.
And we actually got to a place where Alex out almost won the HOH.
That
It's
was
true.
so funny.
Crazy. Alex came back and then almost won HOH
A
again.
social
In a
HOH,
social
mind
HOH, I was
In a
about
you.
to say,
social
yeah, that
HOH.
is
But not because
crazy.
people were trying to have Alex win, but because they were trying to get out their ops, of which
Yeah. Or
everybody has
volunteering to not
ops.
be HOH
Who was it who was like,
Yes.
themselves.
do people literally that
It was
forget that she's
Raven.
still in the
It was
game? Yeah, it was
Raven.
like,
Yes.
because I think we were kind of going the
Yes.
same thing. We were like, is this on purpose or did they just forget about her?
It
No,
was
Like,
they
take out my
genuinely
ops
just
or I
forgot she
want to
was
not
back
be
in the
HOH, so
game.
I'm going to volunteer. And I think we see that with Mark later, who wins, by the way, is like, shit, I should have volunteered. I didn't want to be HOH. And we'll
Yeah,
get
they
there.
genuinely just forgot Alex was still in the game again.
Yeah,
But it
just,
comes down to Alex, Matt, and Mark for the
yeah.
social HOH. And then Alex gets got.
and she has to choose between Matt and Mark. Both of them shivering in their little boots, not wanting HOH, which is a crazy look from Mark, by the way. Or not Mark, sorry, which is a
Very
crazy
Yeah,
reminiscent.
look.
we're gonna get
Which is a
confused.
crazy look from Matt, who doesn't want HOH, even though he's been a nominee and could really use the consolidation of
Could
power.
really have used that
Could
HOH.
really have used a big one. Um, but Alex does not log on in time, but she did leave a list. And so she did have her list of who she wanted eliminated. So because of that, Mark wins an HOH that he does not want, and then has a Nicole Frenzel slash Max freak out in his DR about it.
Okay, I do have an amendment. I'm reading the R. Matt did want HOH.
Okay, good.
Okay, good. I thought
Mark
it. Okay,
didn't want.
yeah.
I think we're just getting confused by the M names again. But
Again,
Always.
to quote the famous Alex
Matt
Al,
really,
I
really,
can't
really
tell the
want
fucking
HOH.
difference.
Mark really, really, really did not want HOH, but no one could talk to Alex because she was sleeping and only left her list. And that's
Although I
Yeah,
will say
also,
about the list, like, wasn't Matt number one on her list to
yeah,
eliminate?
yes,
Yeah.
So I don't know
not
how much
yeah,
he
yes.
was really swinging that one. Like,
But to be
Yeah.
fair, Mark was number 2. So
yeah,
oh, was he? Oh,
yeah.
never mind.
There wasn't
yeah,
much to
Matt
be
was
done
1
there.
and
She
Mark
could have
was
maybe made
2.
a deal or something, but it was kind of like since the list took you out, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it was Matt really wanted HOH. He didn't care about getting his vote back. He just wanted to have safety again after not, which is
That's
part of
fair.
it's a whole after being on the block twice in a row and everything. And he even pointed out this funny thing is since he hasn't voted, the only person he's voted for is Alex, and she's now back in the
Back in the
game.
game.
It was just, and I think the confusion was that he kept saying in his DR, everything he was saying to happen would end up not happening. So he was trying to reverse psychology of the world.
Oh,
And
that's
like,
what
oh,
it
I don't
was.
want HOH. And then they didn't.
That's what it
Yeah.
was.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
But
was
yeah.
like, why was he in his DR talk? That makes more sense to me.
Yeah. He was trying to juke the universe. Like, oh yeah,
Gotcha,
I don't
gotcha,
want it.
gotcha.
I don't want
He was pulling reverse
it.
psychology on the
Yeah.
absent Alex Al.
Exactly. So yeah, Mark, yeah. So Mark gets his HOH. Shout out Max for not as big of a crash out, but another crash out for an HOH that was thrust upon someone in infection who did not want
Look,
it.
Max actually deserved that crash out. That was genuinely not his. He had absolutely no control over whether he got that HOH or not.
And I feel for the most part, there were opportunities for Mark to volunteer, and he just didn't.
There were many opportunities for Mark to have kept this
Like
from
he thought, oh, Cameron will take me out. Meanwhile, Jason's and I. The thing is, Cameron's gonna take out Veronica first, but then
happening.
Jason was like, oh no, take me. I don't want to be HOH. And then Mark didn't ask anyone else to take him out. It was just a weird mess. But yeah, Mark comes HOH, and he decides to take out, well, not take out, but nominate Cameron and Alex for being a battle backer in the House Pariah, both being challenge threats. And then he says in his DR, he doesn't really want to do this, and that's because Dom and Jason pushed that idea on him like crazy. And he was like, if I have to make a renom, I might just do Raven because I don't really like her and have movies done. We'll get there when we get there. But let's talk about Dom and Jason over here. Just throwing Cameron and Alex under the nearest bus at high speeds. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
This was the first time we really saw them kind of like flex their social muscles of just like, yeah, Mark, we want this to happen. And but I also think it's because it's the first time that someone in their circle did win HOH.
Yeah.
Like this is the first time we see kind of like the main power structure actually in control of something.
Yeah,
Uh,
not since Megan's first HOH that they've had
yeah,
this.
and so they were
And
kind of
now
just
she hates Megan,
And
so
as previously discussed, Megan didn't talk to anybody about that. So
yeah.
no, which compounds the problem of why people don't like Megan. But but this was the first time Dom and Jason actually had the agency and the ability to kind of really jump the gun on like trying to push what they want for HOH. And I think push they did. I think they got so excited that they finally were able to have input in what happened that they might have gone a little too overboard.
Yeah, Dom makes this point now that she put a lot of ammo out into the universe against Cameron and he's still here.
Hmm.
And I'm like, you didn't have to go that hard. Especially because Dominique, especially, she was like, I'm not gonna push Mark to nominate Cameron and Alex 10 minutes later. Okay, I lied. I'm throwing them under the bus quickly.
Which is crazy because you're like, it's Cameron and Alex.
Yeah, you
And
didn't need
I
to do
say that
much.
with the most love, but it's like you didn't have to do all that to get Mark to nominate Cameron and Alex. Like, what are we
Sometimes you're
doing?
just bored.
Yeah,
Sometimes
I
you just
think they
kind of
are
need something
bored.
to do. Like,
really, truly.
Yeah, they can't throw any more vetoes, so they got to do
That's
this
what I was like.
instead.
This is their first time with something to do, and they were like, "We're gonna do it. Like, we're gonna
yeah.
go
Yeah,
hard."
but yeah, so
They push Mark to nominate Alex and
and
Cameron,
Cameron, yeah,
and they push hard. Um,
and then
and
both get put in the next veto because of
and
course
then
they
both
did.
have to play the next veto competition.
Typical. And then I think we'll get into it. It's a secret competition. No one knows what it is. Ooh, it's actually a classic Rewind's banner quiz called Higher, Lower, Equal, even though the answers were before, after, equal.
Let's not talk about it.
And then we did have we had another little hosting snafu that I have to mention in the instruction. Graham's hiding his face with a blanket. The instruction said, in the event of a tie, the what was it? The longest time or something will win or whatever. And we were like, that's not right. And half the people went at this point, and it was like Mark went. It was like, is that supposed to say slowest will be eliminated? I was like, oh yeah, yeah, it should say slowest is eliminated. And I think Graham probably had a gaffe and said shortest instead of slowest or something like that.
Mhm.
And yeah, but I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I just go to everyone else who compete. I'm like, hey, you all went really fast or we're throwing. So did you just ignore that part and assume we meant fast? And they were like, yeah, I'm okay, cool. And I was like, okay. We don't have to remake it count.
illiteracy saves the day, is what I'm
For
hearing.
once,
No,
yes.
literally.
Literally, it saved the day today.
It's because they didn't read the instructions.
Hmm.
So
They
They
just
never
they
assumed, and
do.
it worked out
and it
because
worked
that's
out in
what
our
we
But
favor
meant.
for
also,
the
I would
event.
hope that if someone else did with the instructions like Mark did, they would be like, hey, do you mean this?
Yeah,
I think
literally.
someone
Yeah.
literally said, I assumed it was a mistake, but why didn't you say something, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's besides the point. But
Yeah,
yes.
this banner
I can
quiz.
see waiting until like after you say stop or whatever, and then being like, by the way, the
Yeah.
instructions are wrong. But
Yeah.
Yeah. And since this competition was over Alex, not Alex Al, but our hosting Alex's lovely banners. Alex, do you want to talk about your banners and kind of a little bit of your process in making them?
Yes,
oh,
please.
sure.
Because
About my
they
inspiration
because
about
they eat.
They do, in
tumblr.com.
fact. They
They're
never,
so
Yeah.
good.
they chew, they devour.
Thank you. I really am proud of the current week's banner, which is has
Furry
features the
era.
phrase furry era. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's also an upcoming Dr. Dilf banner.
Oh my
So,
Christ. Not
Yeah,
we've
Carlisle.
we've got some good ones.
we
I
do.
still have some to make, but that's okay. Yeah, it's just I've had a lot of fun just being really tacky and tasteless about it because I think that's Twilight. It's camp.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It is.
And shout out the banner, we hit a phrase in there during the first competition. Like
We
it blended in so
did.
seamlessly. It was
And
Yeah,
then Jason, I
beautiful.
think, started to try to idle hunt
Oh
again
my,
because
Jason,
of
yeah,
the
literally this same week, Jason was looking for the week one clues, and I was like, I was gonna let him keep going, and then it was going into 2 days of this, and I was like, okay, I can't watch this anymore. I don't know. He's literally looking for an island that does not exist when there's already enough twists going on. I don't know, like, I was
he
like,
was
yeah.
such a good sport about it too. He's like,
yeah.
"Oh, that was really nice of you to say something. I wouldn't have said anything." Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's just
these
silly.
banners, very just another short talk about it. Sydney and Alex and I have all kind of been leading the charge on like, I mean, one, it's Sydney season, so give women credit, listen to women, believe women.
Oh
Two,
yes.
Sydney and Alex and I have all been leading this charge on like we want this to be the most Tumblr core,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
the most like you wake up and you look over and it's 2009 and you're in a 15-year-old girl's bedroom and this is what's
absolutely.
happening. Like that is the vibe. That's the total vibe. So it's been watching Alex put these together has been so lovely and wonderful. And I just wanted to give Alex a shout out because she's eaten it up.
Thank you. That's very
No,
sweet.
they've been so amazing.
They
They've
have been fire.
captured the camp, the artistry, the the history of Twilight. Not to sound crazy, but like it really
Okay,
has.
I
It's the
literally was
history.
on Google like searching for Tumblr era, like authentic Tumblr era Twilight fan art, just to remind myself about like the different brushes and everything. Like there were certain themes, and like I lived through those trenches, not Twilight specifically, but like I was on LiveJournal and like graphics making communities using terrible brushes and everything, like back in 2009. So
Yeah, the super
Mhm.
hulock of it all.
yeah. I just kind of like let myself be rushed back to the day
Hmm.
and try to channel that into
Mhm.
the tacky banners.
And it's beautiful.
Thank you.
And so going to
Alex
the oh
wins.
yeah, I
Best
was gonna say
power.
going through the results. Alex once again breezes through this. It was crazy.
Alex
Cameron
Owl
I was
wins.
first
gonna say
Cameron,
yes.
yeah,
Now we are transitioning to Alex player.
Cameron
Alex
breezes through
player.
everything here. And when I'm going to bed, everyone else is gone. Cameron is in the lead. It's just Alex to go. I wake up at player Alex, and this girl. I don't know what someone made a joke that she had an advantage because there's nothing in her DR between the banners. But in the same breath, Mark also, when he read the rules, he like copy pasted all the banners into his subs before he started. So they were right there in the same channel.
And that was
And
really smart,
he
actually.
still
That
got blitzed
was
out by Alex. So I mean,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
yeah, so
that's what I was sitting here like, how?
she might just be a problem. That's that
She
indomitable
spends
competitive
no time in
spirit.
her DR, obviously. So how did she know what these banners looked
That
like?
indomitable competitive
I
spirit
mean,
is
they're all
something
pinned,
different.
and if you have like two different devices,
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
comp, I would probably have like an iPad open next to my laptop or something like that.
Oh,
Like
I've
absolutely.
done comps like this. I've had Banner on my phone, competition on my laptop. I'm like pins. I just go, okay, zoom
mhm.
in, do whatever I gotta do, and
Or
I won.
dual
So
like monitors
yeah,
or something with like the
yeah,
Yeah,
app and then the browser or
100%.
whatever.
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
But Alex
Alex
Owl
blitzes
wins
this.
veto again. And it's funny because
She beat
she
Cameron by 4 seconds.
4 seconds and Cameron is just like dying.
I went to bed with Cameron leading. I can't stress that enough. Like I woke up Alex. I was like, holy shit, this girl's a problem.
Yeah. And it's within seconds. I put it in iconic moment. Within seconds of
Oh
Shake
yeah.
being like at Alex Owl, you have 24 hours to make your and it was like I'm using it on myself.
And the only
And
thing
period.
faster than that was Dominique trying to vote out Cameron.
That was Dominique voting out Cameron the
Before
moment.
Alex could even put the thing on her neck to begin with.
Yeah, yeah, Dom added
Didn't even
up
have a
the
renum.
details. No, the
Yeah.
moment Alex won, she was like, I'm voting out Cameron. I
And I
vote
was
veto
like,
Cameron.
girl, I see you. We're gonna keep this, but like, there's no like, it's not open yet. Like, chill out. She
We are
was
not
like,
acknowledging it until there is someone else sat in
and then
that
she was
seat.
like, in her talk with Jason, was like, when they do it, they better do one out of whatever, because I voted her. I'm like, all right, we get it. Girl, chill out. So,
Goddamn.
yeah.
Goddamn.
So
She's
yeah,
like
Literally.
preemptively fighting with the hosting team about it. And we're like, girl, it's okay. It'll be
so
okay.
at this point, I'm over here like counting votes and like, okay, if it's Cameron versus Raven, this could be close. And then Mark's like, I'm not nominating Raven anymore. I want Cameron gone because we almost missed this. When Cameron got nominated, he was in the middle of trying to like win Mark over with like literally just straight up game talk or whatever. But Mark didn't read it before he did the ceremony. And then Cameron spent the rest of the cycle just being mad at Mark. And then, like, I think he thought he was hiding it, and he wasn't hiding it. Mark is like, "Why is this guy getting mad at me? I'm still the HOH. I still have some sway for the rest of the week." And Cameron's just like, "If you want to think it, like, yeah."
Can
After he
I
like,
can I speak on
Especially
this a little
HOH
bit?
in
yeah,
a tie week.
yeah,
Like,
go ahead.
Yeah, like I think like because me and Shinx kind of went back and forth on this, like in a like debating it kind of way, like with Cameron and Mark, not Matt, God, Mark. It was like with Cameron, it's like, well, of course you're allowed to be upset if you're getting nominated, especially like if you're the target. Like that's of course, like who's gonna be happy about that? But the point is, it's like you're in a position where you have so little power. Like And Cameron was in Mark's DMs like, you need to prove it to me that if you really
Yep.
want to work with me again in the future. Like before eviction has even happened, which by the way, had things not shaken out the way they were, like Cameron was going to go home.
Yeah.
Like Cameron
Mhm.
had no leverage, no social power, and he's like in Mark's DMs, like demanding that Mark has to reprove his loyalty to him if he stays. And it just like is a bad
You don't
look. You
play
know what I mean?
mafia from the block.
But
Like
the
you just
only
don't do that.
Yeah.
the only reason from my perspective that Cam was doing this because Mark was like not standing behind his mom. He was like, "Oh, I didn't want to do
Yeah,
this.
no,
Everyone said blah 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 blah." So he's like, "Okay, if you didn't want to do it, then prove to me that you want to work with me." And Mark is like,
no,
"No."
yeah, but it's like, but well, that's what I mean. It's like, yeah, you're allowed to be mad. And like, you definitely should be like, oh, wow, the fact that he nominated me and he's not even standing behind it, like, I'm going to file that away for later. But like, you don't make demands of the person in power, even if they can or can't vote, which he, in this case, he could have if he needed to.
Yeah.
But even if he couldn't vote, like, it's never you're not going to win any favors by being so demanding about it. Like you're just
Mhm.
not in a place where you should socially be like telling anybody anything. Like that's just, and I think Cameron has continued to try to pivot like socially because he's realized like he's in a really bad spot, and like I super commend him for that. Like I think he's really struggled but like really tried to be a dynamic player, like, and I
Yeah.
really appreciate
Yeah.
that about him.
It has
But
been
like
really
it,
I've started to
yeah,
interesting.
appreciate him a lot more
but in that
recently.
moment, like
Yeah.
that was one of his Cameron moments where it's like he was just being like, in my opinion, like completely unreasonable. Like in terms of like
Mhm.
social strategy, like in terms of like a human reaction, that is totally reasonable. But in terms of like, if you want to improve your social standing, you have to start by not just walking around telling people what they need to do with you. Because at the end of the day, even if Mark doesn't stand behind it, like Mark's still in a way better spot than you are next week
Yeah.
if you stay.
Well,
Can I
and
raise the fact that like this is harkening back to what Elena said when she was on the block, and she said basically like you have to not freak out, you have to be calm about it, like you
Yeah.
just have to like be amenable and chill and try
Yeah.
to be nice
Yeah.
about it.
and that's
Like
what your
that's how you
DR's
do.
for.
Yeah.
Like that's what your DR's for, to go in and be
Mhm.
like, I fucking hate Mark, he's gonna, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's when
No,
you
no,
do
dead
that.
And
ass.
then the
That's
Dead
what
subs are
your
for the
ass.
crash
shit
out
you
is
don't want to
for.
say publicly but you still want to say, and
Yeah,
then
literally.
This
You
is
don't you
okay.
don't go into the HOH's DMs and be like, literally, fuck you. You're gonna make this up to me. That's crazy. Like,
yeah.
I
Hey,
would
Ashley
see,
did it to
Yeah.
Vince, and then she won the whole show. So sometimes it works.
we don't talk about that.
Sometimes.
And
But this is
so,
I was
literally,
go ahead. Yeah.
like, it's just interesting to me too that like, if Cameron was my out, like, it's just so strange to me that that happened, especially considering he doesn't even know Mark. Like, well, Cameron doesn't know anybody because he refuses to. But it is interesting to me that like that he would do that to someone he's on quote unquote the opposite side of the house from, because like if an ally did that to me, I would be like, who the fuck are you? Goodbye. Let alone if it was someone that I had just nominated and was like diametrically opposed to on different sides of
Oh,
the
sorry.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing I wanted to actually just bring up since we like, talked about the concept of using a veto early. What are your guys' thoughts on like how should a nominee react to an early HOH who puts them on the block? Like, how do they navigate that week? And like, what's the best way to do that from your perspective, tie or not? Like, what do you think is the best way to go about it? Because we've, especially in Everyone's Alone, we've seen volatile feuds come out of this where people are like, "Ooh, I'm gonna keep the feud alive." Then we have people who like play nice and be like, "Oh, it's fine," and then they like build relationships after. Like even this season, Veronica and Cameron somehow now have a somewhat strong working relationship out of this. Meanwhile, Megan and Raven have a blood feud from a failed nomination, so it goes both ways. Like, what do you like? What do you guys think the move is if you're an HOH and someone puts? How do you handle that? Period. Is it like case by case, like your relationship with them, or like what? What do you guys think?
I normally try to guilt them and everybody, and play
Yeah.
the victim and basically try to get everybody to turn against the HOH, but without me really pushing that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never
I,
been nominated before Final Four. No, I'm kidding.
All
oh,
right. Come on.
I'm
Damn.
oh,
kidding.
well,
It's
Because
not even
I
true, but
well,
okay.
I was about to
Like,
say I'm kidding because that's not true. I actually was nominated early in season 13.
Yeah.
with Jamaica because that was kind of weird where we were stuck with each other.
Yeah.
But like I talked about, I went in my DR and decided I would systematically destroy
I think it was
Pacer
Luke. Yeah,
and
Kaser.
Shelly and Angie's games because of it. And that's what I
Oh,
did.
please. You were already destroying Shelly's game before
Well,
that. So,
Shelly was not included in that, but that was because we were already in the process of that. But I just added
yeah,
them
yeah.
to the list of people whose games I was going to systematically destroy like a sociopath.
Yeah.
And I did. But to his face, I was like, okay, sir, no, it's fine, Kaser. Like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Like, I know that you're only doing this to get rid of someone else. Because I was definitely the pawn in that situation, right? Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it was a weird
That's more on the
situation.
context. Yeah, that's really the
You
pawn of the
know, in that
target.
context, it is a weird, like, if someone's trying to evict you, kind of fuck them. But if you're going up as the pawn, like Elena was talking about, it's
Mhm.
difficult because you have to like play both ways. But that's why I was like in Cameron's situation, like you gotta go in the DR and like rant it out and like be like, I will end this person and I will systematically destroy their game and like kill them and like be a sociopath. But like
Mhm.
But smile
but
to their faces. Yeah,
but
for sure.
smile to their
Yeah.
faces because perception is everything. And
Hmm.
if they know that you're mad at them, then like then they're gonna be like, oh well, I don't want this person in the house because that's
Yeah.
a target on
And
me.
also, people talk. People talk so much in Big Brother. I feel like half the
Mhm.
time when I'm talking to somebody, I'm thinking more about how it will sound when they relay that conversation to somebody else. Like you want to make
Mhm.
sure that you're not saying something that could come back to bite you in the ass.
I
Yeah.
always assume
So,
Mhm.
everyone is
Yeah.
lying, and I also always assume everyone knows everything.
Yeah.
yes,
Sydney, did you have
I've had
anything?
my
Or
DMs copy pasted in house chat. I just assume shit's going to be public at some point.
yeah, I was gonna say, Sydney, do you have anything before I start talking?
Yeah, I would say as someone, I was almost nominated the first week of seven. And I think
Crazy, by the way.
right? I know.
Yeah.
It didn't end up happening because Cole fed me information that I needed and kind of helped me stay off the block. But I think early in the game, this is just my opinion, but I believe the best strategy is almost always to just take it and file it
Mhm.
away for later, like we talked about, mostly because the people who usually decide like, oh, I'm gonna make an arch and like nemesis out of this, you become so visible so quickly. And like
Tiny
some
Kong and
people,
Sunflower.
yeah, and it's like, yes, now you have this idea of like people want to keep you around in order for you to keep up this like huge rivalry that's like a great shield for everybody, but you're so visible and eventually that shtick is gonna run out. And then like at the end of the day, like I just feel like you're probably gonna be worse off from it. I think obviously later in the game is a different story, but I think
Mhm.
early on, unless you have like a lot of insulation, then I think almost always the best strategy is just to like kind of smile and file it away for later, and just
Mhm.
like build votes around it. Because also at the end of the day, like you have to approach it. I think a good way to approach Big Brother is also to like think of people in their perspective. And like sometimes an HOH, especially early on in the game, like doesn't have a lot to go off of. And it might just be that you two haven't connected in a meaningful way because there's like what, like 16, 15 other people in the
Mhm.
house. So
Mhm.
instead of making it like what's wrong with me, like use it as an opportunity to be like, hey, like I totally understand where you're coming from, like I want to connect with you and like I'm sorry that we haven't yet, and like I hope that maybe we can use this as an opportunity to move forward. And I've usually found that's a really great way to make people feel good about you and make it feel like you've taken something negative and made an opportunity out of it. um I just always feel like doing that is better than the nuclear option, but
Mhm.
also
Yeah.
like I'm pretty opposed to the nuclear option in general in Big Brother. So I think it's also just like play style. Like I think some people like a Raven, like I think that they're able. I think Raven is a great example of playing nuclear, but like she's kind of okay. Like we
Yeah.
all thought that after she lost her pendant of protection, she'd immediately be vulnerable, but she's actually so far like not even touch the block. And like
Yeah.
that is partly who's winning HOH. But I also think people like even Cameron has been like, you know what? Like I actually kind of like Raven. Like
Yeah.
Cody was like, I kind of like Raven. Like not, and I think it is partly because she's kind of taken down the energy. But like
Mhm.
Raven's been pretty nuclear this entire game and made it work for her. So I also do think going nuclear can work for people. It wouldn't work for me, I don't think.
I
Yeah.
think you need more comp ability to go nuclear like that. Respectfully.
But I mean,
Like,
Raven hasn't
because
won
I
anything
like,
and she's fine.
well, she had the pendant of protection for the 3 weeks. And I know we kind of talked about
Yeah.
it before, as far as like her winning that and people knowing that she was going to be in the game and strategizing and like theoretically voting for 3 weeks. Like
Mhm.
that really kind of, I think, did a lot of heavy lifting in the early weeks and
Hmm.
kind of allowed her to get into some strategic and social relationships that she might not have otherwise had if she was on the block as a final nominee week 1.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like, my own perspective on this. Even my noms and rewinds have typically been kind of late, but I think it's telling. In 6, I went the nuclear route. I lost. In 15, I went the diplomatic route. I won. So it's kind of like, at least for me, like in 6, I got put up by James, and I was like, all right, you're dead to me. How he put me up, I'm like, if I survive this, you're dead to me. And then I left. But with 15, Bandana put, which is all crazy. My like little real life best friend on the block, but whatever. But Aqua puts me up, and I was like, I need to stay calm here because A, I am solid with my relationships that are voting, and then also I didn't start to freak out until I lost Veto because it was night moves. Like, oh, but I was like, he says I'm good. I trust my allies on both sides of the house, so I need to stay calm and not like cause any beef. And I think that worked out for me. Then in my last 2 orgs that weren't rewinds, I tried the diplomatic approach. I could tell this person was feeding me bullshit and still wanted me out after the veto was on, so I just went nuclear after that. And that was work. People were like, oh, Shinx isn't saying a name. So I started being like, okay, I want him dead. I will come after him. So you guys don't have to. And that got me 1 vote away from staying. The only reason it didn't stay is because the last vote that I needed was secretly working with Ace to put me up. So he's like, I can't let that happen. I was like, okay, whatever. But like, that was that. And then another one was this guy put me up. I was like, okay, whatever. I played cool. I won HOH. I needed a pawn back. He was like, don't do this. Don't continue the war. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, you started it. Like, you're just a pawn here. Like, chill out, bro. And then that became a war because he was upset at my like returning the favor. And I'm just like, like I think if you pawn someone, you have to deal with the repercussions of that. And again, Alex, it's like what happened with us in 15, where you pawned me, and I like obviously I didn't. I was upset with you. I didn't show it to you as much as I could have because I was like,
Mhm.
I still need her. I know she doesn't want me dead. It sucks. It's annoying, but I'll just like vote her out when I can. So that's like my internal thing about it. I'm just like, you can feel slighted and you can try the guilt thing, but just maintaining a pawn, especially when you are the pawn, you have to make sure you stay the pawn. Like, if you give the HOH any reason to be like, okay, maybe you should go instead when you're in this weird position, it's like you shouldn't be doing that. So, and I was like, this vote is very precarious, so I needed to like make sure I stay good with you because I know if you wanted to flip on me, you could have. And I was like, okay, I need to stay calm. We're good. I was just freaked out by the other side of the house, and we saw Hazel go Hazel, but that's another thing. But yeah, I think my philosophy is I think it is kind of case by case. It really depends on if you're the pawn or the target. And then if you
And I think it
think,
also
yeah,
depends on like the different like social
when in the
standing of
game,
you
how,
versus
yeah,
them as
yeah,
well. Like, because I think that can come into play. Because I know that that was actually kind of a fun uh interaction or like dynamic, I guess. Not to bring it back to 15 again, but when Sunflower put Isabel on the block,
yeah.
and like I was hearing from like you and others that basically like I was trying, like they were trying to get the votes on me and couldn't.
Mhm.
Like that was like I because of like the fact that I had enough faith in my allies, I kind of was a little bit of an asshole about it and was like, "Oh, I know you're trying to get the votes on me and like you can't. Isn't that kind of funny? Like that sucks, doesn't
I try not to
it?"
be cocky because I'm like, this shit could blow up in my face. I look like a fucking idiot, but I try to keep it in my
To be fair,
DR.
I was cocky after the votes were read and I
Yeah,
was
that's
like
different. Yeah. And you're like,
Yeah.
you tried, you failed, bitch. What are you gonna do now?
yeah,
That's when I go.
basically.
Yeah.
Well,
I,
that's
I think I was
different. That's
like
like the
learning
But
the
like when I'm
island
ropes.
still
split.
on the
Yeah.
block in the house and I need like 6 people to actively keep me, I'm just like, okay, play it calm, make it seem like we can still work together. Play it as sometimes the person who pawned you could literally be your ride or die like 3 weeks later. It's how the game shakes out. You never
Oh,
know.
for sure.
And
Yeah, I
so
just
I,
think in
yeah,
like 99% of scenarios,
it doesn't work that way.
it's
Yeah.
always better to just file it away for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like you
Yeah.
like,
have that seat open to fill if you win a choice later, and they don't, if they, as long as they don't make us think about it, but it's like eye for an eye. Like if
which
you,
is also
especially
crazy
if you
to
pawn someone,
nominate
you
someone and
cannot get mad if they nominate you
yeah,
back.
which is crazy to nominate someone and then be mad when they nominate you. Like
Yeah.
eat shit and die. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, so yeah, Alex
Yeah.
wins
Back to the
veto.
present day. That was another segue, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
Alex Ow wins veto, takes herself off
Oh.
the block pretty immediately. Cameron is
Mhm.
still like going at Mark in their one-on-ones for some reason. Cameron does this the whole cycle, from start to finish.
and
And
then
and then Mark is like, okay, I need to put someone up.
and yeah, he decides I'm not doing Raven. And he's going down his trust rankings, and his that's the other thing that pissed me off. He had Cameron at 7 on his trust rankings and still put him. That's a different thing. But that was just crazy to me. But he's like, okay, I'm gonna do Jillian. So he goes up to Jillian and just sort of asks her, "Hey, do you want to be a pawn?" Goes to his allies. How do you guys feel about Jillian being a pawn? They're like, don't do that. And he's like, oh. And Jillian didn't even get to answer because by the time that's the funniest thing. I think he jumped the gun a little bit because he goes to Jillian, tells her I'm gonna pawn her. Graham has his hands at his face right now. He took off his glasses and is in distress. So he goes up to Jillian and is like, "Hey, I need a pawn. Would you like maybe want to volunteer?" Jillian's like, "Fuck no." But before he can even do that completely, Cody comes online and it's like, "Hey, can I volunteer? Can you put me up?" And Mark's like, "Oh, okay." And then has to go to Jillian and be like, "Hey, never mind. Cody
Hey
just volunteered."
girl. Hey girl.
No,
Okay.
what's absolutely worse is that he goes into Jillian's DMs. Hey, haha, queen. I really need to put someone up. You're not gonna go home. You're just gonna be a pawn. I think I'm gonna put you on the block. Illy, what do you think? Leaves. Cody is like, hey, put me on the block. Mark's like, okay. Mark goes back into his DMs with Jillian before Jillian can even
Yeah, she didn't even
respond.
see this yet, by the
That's the worst
way.
part. The worst part is that there wasn't even like the worst part is that he did not even like there was no dialogue. He
Yeah.
was like, hey Jillian, you're going up, Illy, sorry, bye queen. Then he's like, oh, hey, haha, never mind.
It's almost
And
like these are like voicemails that he's leaving. Like it
Yeah.
is crazy.
it's the Snapchat meme that's like the haha, no, don't kill yourself. You're too
You're so sexy.
sweet. And he's like, haha, never mind. Like it was crazy.
And by the
I
way, he is
felt
double texting
crazy.
both of these people because he's then going back into
Because
Cody's
Cody went
DMs.
offline after this. Cody volunteers, then goes
Yeah.
offline.
And he's
They
like,
give no explanation, no further
can I ask
comment.
why? And then like
He has
no
to he
reply. And then I
No.
adds
think
he
like
adds
half an hour
Cody. He's like,
later,
yo,
he has to
Cody.
ping
He's
Cody.
like, yo, bro.
Absolutely no
Bro, what the
reply.
fuck's
Like
going on?
And then Cameron finds out, and Mark's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna put Cody up. He just asked to go on the block." And then Cameron starts going into his DR and is fucking spiraling, and is like, "Why would my
Hmm.
number one ally volunteer to go up on
Hmm.
the block against me? Does he hate me that much? Does he think I'm such an easy target? Something has to be wrong. I don't like." He's like losing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's having a meltdown.
Mark finally just puts Cody up. And
Because they did talk about it. So basically,
yeah,
Cody's like, I'm not really feeling it anymore. I could just walk, but then that's gonna like make someone else leave, and I don't wanna. And Mark is like, okay, yeah, I don't want to force anyone to play if they don't want to play, even though I really want Cameron gone. And he's like,
uh,
Mark was part of the issue here was that Mark was waiting to talk about it with people because he didn't want to speak for Cody, which I
yeah.
respect. So some
Hmm.
people were like getting online and like, all right, vote for Cameron, bye. And then they're like, then Cody
Mhm.
does his thing, like, oh shit, and they go to switch. And then I think the biggest thing here is Dominique gets so pissed off because she's like, fuck,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Why couldn't Cody just quit? Just a whole bunch of shit. And
no,
because remember,
I would also be pissed.
yeah, because
Like
remember,
it
Dominic
was,
spearheaded Cameron's whole demise here for him to be saved by the fucking
Hmm.
bell.
yeah, it was, it was so crazy too, because Mark was like, Cody is asked to be, this shit would have driven me crazy. He's like, Cody has asked to be put on the block.
I will not be speaking for him for his reasons as to why. You know what I mean?
Well,
And then
Graham, you
so
have your own
everyone's like,
controversy of speaking for someone and getting in trouble for
yeah, literally.
it.
And then everyone was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then, yeah, I do have my
Because
own
yeah,
controversy.
everyone's
Glad
thinking
you
like,
bring
oh, I
that.
guess he's just trying to volunteer. So Cameron goes blah 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 and shit like that. Because no
Yeah.
one knows at this point. No one knows why
And
Cody's
so
over.
like
Raven didn't even believe that Cody volunteered at this
all the
point.
votes are coming in for Cameron except for Megan,
Yeah,
who has voted for Cody,
and then I think
which I do
someone
think
else, but it doesn't matter at this point.
I
Yeah,
do think that is an important. Oh, I think Raven also voted for Cody. And I
yeah,
think that is an important point to note is that Megan really ended up separating herself from Code or no, from
from
Jason
Jillian.
and Dom
Yeah, because
this
this shot
week.
at Cameron was really a shot at Megan. They wanted to weaken
Yes.
Megan
Mhm.
bad, which is
Yes.
crazy because they have alliance with her and everything. But they don't
Well,
like
they
that
have an
Megan.
alliance with
They
everybody.
don't like that Megan's getting her way thus far and been literally enforcing her will.
Mhm.
We've even seen touchy subjects that Megan is like viewed as the head of the coven, so to speak. So, it's like right now
Mhm.
it's getting to the point where like we've been playing it for almost a month now. This person is perceived to be running the show. Let's fucking clip their fucking legs.
Not the legs. Clip their
Flip her
legs
at
is
the knees.
crazy.
Clip her
Um,
wings, whatever.
this is giving fingers and pies and cookie jars.
Oh my God.
Um, and so yeah, they really try to take this shot at Cameron via Megan,
Which,
and
by
Megan
the
is
way, I feel like another thing worth highlighting in this whole dynamic is the fact that Megan's number one is Jason.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
So
Jason's a
like
rat. Jason is being a rat king.
literally Rat King.
I think even Veronica says today she's in between this war because Megan and Raven hate each other and she loves both of them. So she's like, fuck it, they can beef. I'm keeping the boat safe. And I'm like, that's how you approach this kind of thing.
No,
Can I
literally.
can
Whereas,
I also
yeah.
say there's before the renom happens, there's just this brief side plot where Raven goes off in her DR and she's like, I'm getting back Jord. This is so cute. No one's talking to me. No one's telling me what's going on.
She's like, why the fuck would
Cody's
Cody
obviously
volunteer?
not
That's
volunteering.
stupid.
Yeah, like she get, and then she goes, and then Cody actually gets renom. She's like, I've overreacted again.
Like, I mean, I fear I
Queen,
might have overreacted a tiny little bit. But
No,
queen,
but
software queen.
there's just this weird Cold War happening right now.
There
Um,
is, yeah.
where no one really wants to make a move on each other, but the power players are beginning to splinter a little bit.
yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and this vote really shows it because the problem is that they were trying to get rid of Cameron, but then Cody comes on and volunteers to leave because he doesn't want to play anymore
Yeah.
and doesn't want someone else to go out in his place because if he quits and there's a different nominee, the cycle will still continue.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
so it was just like it
which
was
was
just
why Dom was mad he didn't quit because she
Yeah.
wanted the cycle to
Yeah.
continue
Dom's
for
yeah.
her
upset that
murder
it's been
plot.
it's been a month almost and there's only four people going technically.
No, that shit's crazy.
That
Well,
it's
Welcome to Big
crazy.
Brother.
it'll speed up, I can only hope and
Yeah, this
pray.
is awful.
Yeah, and to be fair, like someone came back already. Like
And
it's
we
Mhm.
still have an eviction that might just not happen.
oh God, let's not talk.
But yeah, so
Um,
Cody
Me and Graham about to
comes.
be in finals in a month, like literally wanting to kill
Do we have
ourselves.
a
It was gonna
double?
be
We have two doubles on the
Oh,
schedule.
work.
I
Okay,
pray
good.
it'll happen. But so yeah,
no, that'll
so
happen.
so Cody comes
yeah,
online.
one and like or something.
Yeah, Cody comes online, tells the ceremony is, hey guys, I would like to leave. Please evict me. And also, by the way, Josh did the same thing. Josh asked to be voted out last week. I think we skipped over that. Josh called out the house and then asked to leave in the same breath. So we've got 2 weeks in a row of people just bowing out
That did
once
happen.
again.
I did forget about that. But
And
like
I
I
and
said,
I will say, like, these are out of all the evictions, the only evictions that have been an an were the two where people were literally like, vote me out.
Yeah.
And people almost didn't, and people were still like, maybe we should still make
Yeah, people
Cameron.
almost. That's the other thing. I was almost forgot. People, we have to yell at Jason a tiny little bit, like, "Hey, production strategy." They're like, "If we vote out Cameron, Cody's gonna quit anyway." Which, if you're playing it for money, I get the mindset. But I'm like, this isn't. We're supposed to be fun here, guys. Come on, don't do
Hmm
that. If I'm in the
No
real,
well,
using
I mean,
production as
if I'm in the
strategy.
real show in that house, hell yeah, get me close to my fucking check. We're doing this for fun. Like, come on,
I mean,
let's have
just
a
for
heart.
Agreed.
fun, production and strategy is a rule just because I think it's antithetical to the spirit of the game. However,
Mhm.
if I was in their shoes, would I have also been like, maybe I like Cameron anyway? Yes. Yes,
It's
I would have.
logical.
I
It's
don't blame them
logical.
for it, but I'm also just like, come on.
That's
You can't do it.
I've had that thought myself for
It's
You
too
why we
can't
have
do
the
it,
rule to save
unfortunately.
them from themselves,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so
We understand the impulse.
Cody asked to go. People either vote or change their votes or so on and so forth.
It's also so strange.
Yeah.
That was just also we do have to mention part of the reason people wanted to just vote Cameron out anyway was because his fuck ass behavior in ceremonies. That was crazy.
Cameron,
That was
Can I do a
yeah,
reading on this one?
go for it.
wild.
Please,
I was
please
gonna
do.
say, can you
Okay.
remind me? I feel like I either glossed
Yeah.
over this or
So Cody, we have this whole thing where Cody's like, not me. He runs away. He finally comes back. He explains to Mark, sorry, God, Mark, not Matt, that he is like essentially like quiet quitting or loudly quitting or whatever you would call it.
Quiet
Mind
quitting.
you, it's still Halloween. It's still
So
the day of Halloween, by the way.
Yeah, it
it
is
is.
also
It's day of Halloween.
Halloween.
So the renom happens. 5 votes like immediately come in within the hour before Cody has even said what's wrong. So
fairly
then
sure all for Cameron at that point.
I
all
think
for
Mhm.
Cameron,
either three
all
or
of them.
Mhm.
four were for Cameron except Megan at that point
So
Okay.
and someone
Cameron
else.
comes in after these immediate like slough of 5 votes come in an hour, and he goes dot dot dot. I've been trying to find the right words for this, but dot 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 struggling. And okay, and he just left it there. He just left
Oh
it
yeah, it
there.
was Jillian
That was
and
it.
Megan. It was Jillian because Jillian hated
Yeah,
Cody and then Megan loves Cameron. So yeah.
The volume spike from my
that
laugh that I'm
was.
about to have to edit out is going to be crazy, but that fucking sent me. I've been trying to find the words, but dot, dot, dot,
Yeah, so
struggling.
Struggling.
that's his entire pitch. Okay. And then silence for 20 minutes. And then Cody finally comes back online to save Cameron's life. And he, first of all, he goes, oh, that's so many votes already. Yes.
In his
And
favor, by
then,
the way.
yeah. And then 10 minutes later, Cody goes, anyway, hi, sorry. I haven't been around to talk much. And he essentially explains that he's asking to be evicted and he doesn't want to walk because of the production stuff. Great. Awesome. So he gives that. We all give him hearts. Heart Squad is allowed this time. And immediately after he sends that message, literally like within seconds, Cody goes, or sorry, Cameron goes, dot, dot, dot. So that's why, dot, dot, dot. I'll abstain from a speech then. Oh, bitch. Now,
I
now,
see the
Oh,
intention, but I'm just like, you could have kept that one an
oh,
inside thought, brother.
bitch.
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
it was like, what were we thinking, King? What were
That
It's
we
should
like,
have been an inside
thinking?
thought.
why did you even say anything? Like,
What
just
were we
leave
I
it.
think he
Just,
felt that
thinking?
he had to
Either
like
leave it or say like I wish you well. I'm so sorry. Like I hope everything's okay.
yeah,
Like
like give it like
Also,
especially if it's
a
your
like,
number
negative
one ally. Like
conclusion.
I love you,
I think
man. Like
I
Yeah,
think my
right.
favorite thing about Cameron is he misses like he tries to be kind of like Sherlock Holmesy, but like he's often getting distracted by like a side thing that has nothing to do with the really obvious answer to his mystery
yeah.
right in front of him. So like he's freaking out. So this is like a continuation of his DR where he's been spiraling as to why Cody would volunteer. So obviously, naturally to him, he's finally found the answer and he wants to say it like
And
he's solved a mystery
and
kind of, but
he's also
he's
been
just like
racing for votes all day, trying to
it's
like
just so tone deaf. But he's kind of giving like a pseudo Sherlock where he's like, so that's why you volunteered. But
No,
it's like
Sydney,
yeah,
wait,
cut the
that puts
cameras.
everything into so much more perspective for me.
yeah.
Like what that makes so much sense of him like just having to have an being like, and I
Yeah,
saw.
and
So
that's why. Oh, we found the answer. That's why
it's
you
so
Yeah.
volunteered
it's
yourself.
so
But it's like,
Benoit
brother,
Blanc, like
Because
cut the cameras. Cut the
from
dead
from
cameras.
dot
ass.
dot
Cameron's
dot struggling.
from Cameron's perspective, he's been racing to like find the 6 votes he needs to stay all day and figure out why is Cody doing this. Where number one is he cocky and thinks he can beat me? Does he want to quit? Like what's going on? He has no
Yeah.
idea. And at this point, he was part of his. I think from my perspective, I think he felt that he needed to follow up on his original comment of struggling to find a speech. And he was like, "Well, I can't leave them hanging now." But I'm like, you didn't have to say that to begin with.
No one was hanging,
You
I
didn't have to
promise.
say that either. I was just like, it's just it's
Hanging
very
on
I
his
don't want to say
ellipses.
I don't want to say amusing, but it's very an interesting look. And I'm like, I appreciate Cameron so much.
No, I do too. We talked about this earlier. It's like I have grown. What is it? I feel like I
Cam's
know him
chameleon. You're Cam's
from,
chameleon.
I feel like I known him from picking
I feel like
apples
it's
at
Cameron's
Papa's
camels.
Orchard.
So
Camel? Who said that?
I actually thought it was Cam's Cams.
Oh my God.
Um, I don't know. What's that
Cam's
meme?
Cams, Cam's Camels.
I have it. It's the I've grown quite fond of you, though there were no sexual urges or desires. You come to me as a long lost friend who I once picked apples with in Papa's orchard.
That's
God,
it.
that's so
That's it.
specific.
That's exactly what
And
it
that's
was.
it. That's exactly
That's
That's
it.
it. That's
exactly
how
what it
I
is.
feel. That's how I feel about it.
That's how I feel about Cameron. Is that's what, thank you,
Agreed.
Sydney. Thank you for finding that for me. I was desperately searching. Um, that's how I feel. Like no sexual urges, just like a long lost friend that I picked apples with in Papa's orchard is how I feel about Cameron. Like
Mhm.
just watching him attempt to socially navigate this house
Of crackheads, by the way.
and watching
Which
him.
is a tall. It's a big task. It's
It's a
difficult. Like
rough task, especially for someone already who isn't super strong socially, but he's still trying, which is the
Yeah,
wildest
he
thing.
has not given up once, which I really,
No,
really, really
mhm.
the
appreciate.
wildest thing about it is because I've never seen this happen in an org before. And it's like, because usually the people that aren't social or aren't very good at being social just kind of like aren't. And it's so interesting to just like see this person give it their all and just like keep throwing mud at the wall and just like trying a different social approach every single week. But like he's also been like down to clown. Like he's also
Yeah,
been down to try and do
yeah.
something differently. Like I don't know, it's like yeah,
I
it's
admire the tenacity
The
for
I've
sure.
closest he has
grown
ever come
quite
to giving up
fond.
was rage quitting after the first comp, and even that's just like a moment of frustration almost, where he should
Yeah.
have gone home at that point. Oh, this man's
Or the
brushes with
depression quit.
death.
I feel like we
This
need to
man's brushes
accurately
with death
characterize that.
are crazy. The fact that he has
Mhm.
survived all these close calls is
That's
insane.
true. I feel like we do. This is the point where we kind of need to discuss the fact that I propose an amendment to Cameron's law with the fact
Hmm.
that it's like the brushes of death just have to be incorporated somehow,
Hmm.
because I almost feel like it's one of those things where like the bad luck balances out like the good, like
Yeah,
very Danganronpa.
It's like
So
anything that can go wrong will go wrong,
but you
and I
won't
will be
die.
forced, and I will be,
But you'll survive.
you'll
no,
survive.
I will be spared so that I continue to be in hell, is what it
Yeah,
is.
It's
It's like,
yeah.
our little saw trap
You
of
need every
yeah.
ounce of misfortune. You can't go out the easy way. Like you
yeah.
So I'm
gotta
being
suffer along
spared,
the
so I
ride.
still have to be thrust into this horrible experience over and
Exactly.
over again.
He's literally living the life of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Like
It's
dead
not making
ass.
him stronger.
But it's
But
yeah,
okay, but I mean, like he's definitely learned though. Like I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true.
yeah,
he remains yes at the bottom of the power structure, but I would say the Cameron that came in day one is a fundamentally different Cameron than the Cameron we have
I would
today.
agree.
Cameron we have
yes.
Yeah.
today has learned you can lie about your identity, like
He
you
told his
Yeah.
first
can.
identity lie today,
He
guys. I
told
won't
his
say what
first
it was, but
identity
he
Wow.
did
lie.
it. He did
Like
do one.
he is doing everything in his power truly to like be in this game and adjust. And I think partly, and Graham and Alex can speak on this because I think we all kind of agreed, but correct me if I'm wrong. But I think partly what had me kind of off of Cameron in the beginning was like, it wasn't that he didn't fit in because there's plenty of people that don't fit in. Like that's totally normal. It was that like he just viewed everything with like a lot of what felt like to me like distaste. Like
Hmm.
he would like
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
people being silly and funny and playing characters and like look down on them. I don't know
Yes.
if that was his intention, but that's how I was receiving
It came across
the
that
things he was
way.
saying. It came across that way. And I found that very lame. I was like, this is a
Hmm.
game. Like people are having fun. Like, of course,
Mhm.
you don't have to do that. Like, of course, like that's you don't have to, but like don't look down on the people who want to do that. Like you're no one's better than anybody. Everyone's just playing the game the way they want to play it. But I feel like I really appreciated about Cameron is I think he's really done a 180 on that and kind of now has just like accepted like, okay, these are the kinds of things that I'm just gonna be like, I'm not even gonna try. And these are the things that I can try. And these are the people that I might be able to pivot with. Like I feel like he's kind of it's gone from oh wow, like I can't believe they would do or say that to like, oh yeah, well, I'm just gonna log off for the moment and just not deal with it. And then I'll come back on and talk when I have something to talk about. Like he's kind of pivoted in a way that I find much more palatable, I would say.
Mm.
So
I think his problem,
maybe
like, I think one of the things that I was frustrated with personally is like, in addition to what you were saying, it also felt like there was like a negativity or like a no without a proposed yes or like another proposed topic or something like that. Like I
Mhm.
know like for me that's one of the most frustrating conversation styles when someone just kind of like shuts down an avenue of conversation and doesn't start up a new one because it's like
it's like
that
the
is just so
opposite of
much
yes and.
energy. Exactly. It's just so much
Yes.
social energy that is required and after a certain point you're like is it even worth it? You know, but I've got to say I agree. He's definitely like pivoted. He's turned around. I feel like there's people who are starting to pick apples in Papa's orchard with him as well. And I think
Mhm.
that that's really the energy that he needs to kind of go after. It's working
Yeah.
well.
It's
I've been
me. We're
saying
picking
Cameron.
apples in Papa's orchard in my mind.
I've
Yeah.
been saying that like love him or hate him, I think thus far in the season, Cameron has been if not the main character.
No,
And
really.
I was truly not ready for this game without him. And I'm very grateful that we still have at least one more week with him in it. It seems like we're getting at least two more, but we'll see how that goes. But I'm just like, I need this man to make jury at the I want even if he gets sniped, I want his jury takes. As you know, this man will log on every day and see everything and give comment like, why did that happen? He'll psychoanalyze GB. I need Cameron to stay
It's
with us as
funny.
long as possible.
It's funny because
It-
like I want to disagree with you. Like I do. I'm like, no, that's not true. But I feel like the big players aren't are like being more low key about everything and like they're almost playing too well that they're not like sticking in your mind as a
yeah.
main character.
Hmm.
If Cameron has a thought, it's in
So it's
his
just
DR. We know
interesting.
what he's thinking at all times. Not everyone else is doing that
It's
much in their
true.
DRs.
Yeah.
And
I
like if
mean,
this
we
was the
talked.
real show, it would be built around Cameron right now, I think. If I'm Grodner, I'm like, how do I let's follow him till he goes out the door, you know?
Though I will say Dominique has some pretty in-depth diaries. I do want to
Well,
give her
Yes.
yes,
props
yeah,
for
she
that.
Yes.
does. She
She
does. I'll
does do
give her that.
those.
But
Yes.
they're like the two main characters, though, right? It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dominique v. Cameron. I mean, Dom literally tried to take Cameron out this week, and it didn't happen because,
Yeah.
you
And this
know,
is
and
another thing I
it's
want to
like,
mention after we finish this topic, but go ahead.
yeah, it's we talked about this last week too, where like the players are just playing like the good, quote unquote good, like power players have been playing so under the radar and just like skating
Mhm.
by. I mean, being number one and number two on the trust rankings for everybody, being number one and number two in the power rankings, like week, like after week, like, but they're just like not doing anything. But it's
Yeah.
because they don't have to,
Yeah.
you know, and it's been so interesting that like all of this space is being taken up by these like this like normies versus crazies agenda. This like
Mhm.
wacky doodle versus like what the hell are you guys on about kind of energy.
I actually feel
Yeah.
like there's did I already say this about how I think the proposed change to the normies versus sane people is like actives versus inactives?
Yeah, a little bit, I think.
Mm,
I
But
wasn't sure if I actually said it
here,
on the podcast or Ghost Spec
nor
Lounge,
I did
maybe
not
but
I'm
hear
like
it.
maybe I'm delusional.
Share Queen.
Go for it.
okay. But basically I feel like because like Cody has implanted this bracelet thing into Cameron's psyche that it's sort of turned into like the people who didn't get bracelets turning against the people who did. And as we previously mentioned, it kind of turns out that the people who got bracelets were just the people who are good at talking and social game. And so it does just kind of turn into like, yeah, actives
It's a
versus quote unquote
coincidence almost, not
inactives.
anything
Yeah.
substantial.
Well, it's not
Mhm.
even a coincidence. It just is what happens
Yeah.
when you have a challenge based on I have to give eight people. I mean, you think about it, that's a
Yeah.
large amount of people to give safety to that you
Yeah.
have to choose. It's like, well, who am I going to give that safety to? I'm going to give it to the people I talked to.
Yeah, it
Like,
happened
you have
in BB
like
Can
one
Rerun
night to
6 as
figure it
well,
out.
where this guy had to like give half of his safety, and it was quite literally just who was online during premiere, who was not online during premiere. It boiled
Yeah,
down to that.
literally. Like it just is what it is.
I think there's like potential for it to not be that, but it would require the person who got the power to be like in an active comp beast themselves.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
But
if
then
a
when you have someone
Cameron
like
had won that
Christmas,
power.
like she's gonna just find the other social queens because like spoiler now that we know identities, Christine fucking like the fact that she is first boot is the wildest thing in my mind because she is like one of the best players I know. Like it like she is so good socially. She like had amazing reads. Like yeah, I think that in the hands of somebody else, it could have potentially turned into something else. But like the way it shook out,
Yeah,
it's
Christmas will
active
come
versus
again
inactives.
next year. Trust.
truly. And then
Trust.
the thing I had wanted to bring up was Dominique's main point about why she wanted Cameron gone was because she had already pushed all this ammo against him, and she's like, now he can stay. And it's like, but I'm also like, in the same breath, he was 4 seconds away from winning veto, and that ammo would have still been out there anyways. So it's like that's just a risk you have to take when you're gonna try to bury a house guest. A vote can always flip. They could always win a veto. Like if you're gonna bury, so I will give her grace that had like Cameron was going to leave. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, she shouldn't have done that. But I'm also like, you have to be prepared that if you put something out there that person until they walk out the door, they can still come back. So you have to be very careful. Like we said, anything you say to someone, assume it's going to go back to someone else. And this is another thing of like Cameron didn't work on that relationship with Dominique when he was HOH, and Dominique again, it's another. She did luck out where that no one snitched on her to Cameron to start, but this stuff she's been bearing against Cameron for weeks at this point now, and she finally like used it. So I get her frustration of like, ugh, I almost had him, but I'm also like there was literally a timeline where he stays and you still put that out there and someone's like there's also a world where like Cameron wins veto, he wins next HOH, Mark is like, hey, Dom Jason told me to do this, and then he's like, oh, that's fucked up. Like, like you have to be prepared, especially when you're sending information to someone else to use it. You've got to be ready for that person to flip it back on you if they end up in danger themselves. So I'm not like shitting on Dominique here. This is like something like you got to be wary of that always, even if the person doesn't go. Like Mark could be like, oh, Dom and Jason, like even if Cameron did leave, like Dom and Jason ran my HOH, like go after them, not me. Like that's just if you're gonna be an active player like that, I'm not gonna shame someone for being an active player, but you have to be being active is a risk in itself because it can and very likely will. It makes you more likely for shit to blow back onto you. You know.
The more stuff you put out there, the more ammo that exists.
You
Yeah.
mean you
It's
want
just
people to wear their votes? Shinx?
Always comes back to that, huh?
I was trying to keep the votes off of Alex. This
thank
one.
you.
Yeah,
Always comes back to
Alex's
that.
always circles back. It's
Shinx
always
is why I was able to be cocky with Sunflower. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Literally working my ass off. I was like, I can't
Well,
save both of them.
Another
I
one,
have to
thank
save one
you.
of them, and I have to pick this
another
one.
another one, thank you. Yeah, I mean
Another one, thank you.
to
And then I
leak,
nominated him as a pawn.
yeah,
Yeah.
to
And
leak
Dish
or
was the winning
not to
one. It
leak,
was, yeah.
you know, that's
Exactly.
always the question, to leak or not to leak.
Mhm.
Like Elena said earlier in the season, like I should probably leak this, but I don't have the time to, like very that
Yeah.
vibe. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
well, okay. So, but
And oh,
I,
I actually, we kind of got a little bit off topic of
uh-huh.
it, but just to bring it back around to Dominique and like the whole you have to be prepared for your shit to be exposed. I do think that she is aware of that possibility because she
Mhm.
was so paranoid on
Mhm.
Cameron's HOH. Like
Yeah.
she was so sure that like people were gonna spill. But I do kind of wonder if like the fact that all of her allies kind of like stood strong, didn't leak anything at that point has kind of given her like potentially a false sense of security in that. Like, oh, no
Mhm.
one's going to leak my shit. I'm totally fine. Like, for now, yeah. But
Yeah.
like when you get a little bit deeper in and suddenly you become the threat that needs to be taken out, you've got a lot of ammo out there
Yeah.
with
Like
Yeah.
people who
again, it's
can
like
win
what we did to
competitions.
Sunflower and Aaron of like, yo, they've been getting there. They're even doing it to Megan. Megan's been getting her
Oh,
way.
1,000%.
Let's get her out now, because let's see what's
Suddenly you
leaking her.
start
And then,
listing out the receipt of how many times they got their way. And like once you make like a timeline and like a narrative of it,
yeah.
it's just much more powerful.
Like you almost building someone else's FD's argument in your head and like, okay, I can't I'd vote for this to win, and you have to go, like stuff like that.
That's exactly what I did with Sunflower. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, look at all this shit, like so dangerous. Are you serious? This like
Yeah.
I would vote for her right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to
But
be
Gotta
fair,
do.
this is all ammo against Cameron, and we'll see how far he goes.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I mean, he could win another HOH once we
it's
get the
true.
social ones out the
He very
docket.
likely can, and probably will. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But so yeah,
I
Cody asked to go. And
Cody asks to leave.
out he
gets
goes.
voted
Same
out
day, another unanimous vote.
unanimously. Happy Halloween.
Mark finally, not Mark, Jesus Christ, Matt finally gets his vote back
Yep.
after what felt like ages. So there's that. As all the curses
Matt
are officially
gets
out
How
of
many
his way.
9/11s did we have in a row? Was that 3?
If Matt had his vote back, we would have had like 4.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Or if Mark even's like, fuck, I should have nominated Matt, we would have had another 9/11. Ah, Lord. But yeah.
And on that note, ladies
It
and
brings me
gentlemen,
comfort you're from New York, so like
Yeah.
you can make that joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a native New Yorker. You can do it.
That accent is pretty good. But yeah,
Easy. Thank you.
we're heading into the permanent now, final 13, as Cody has locked in 14th place. Shout out Sean. Hope you're doing well. And we're going into touchy stuff. Who up touching the subjects, you know? We're going into this HOH.
I don't think it's quite as
Oh.
big a sin as when you say daddy, but like it's
Sydney
up there.
didn't
Okay.
like that.
Okay. I don't know the last time I've said daddy. Anyways, going to touchy
Sydney
subjects.
didn't like that.
We're going
Graham has
to-
marked himself safe from touching his subjects.
We're
Is this
going
what
in.
the house guests felt like when we made them sniff Swan? Like
Yes,
Probably,
probably. But yes, we're going into touchy subjects, another social HOH. Ooh, and I think this touchy subject it's gleaned a lot of information, and we're already seeing the ramifications that trickle down today. We've got a new competition coming into play.
Well, this is next week's pod.
Yeah, I know. I'm
I was
just
gonna
setting. I'm
say.
setting it up. I'm just
Listen.
setting
Okay.
it up. Where we are right now, we've got this
It's a
HOH.
sneak
We got a new twist coming on, and I think it's going to be a good one. We'll see what happens this week and next week when we come back for the next episode of the Rewind Rewind. Is all I was going to say. You know,
It's true. Does
and
anybody
we find
have
out
any
what's
last
going on in the
thoughts?
world of 911.
I was going to say that
Yes!
it's November 1st and 2nd, which means Merry Christmas.
Jesus.
Oh Lord.
Oh, now we don't like Christmas? Sorry, my bad. I'll leave.
Thanksgiving Abbott. All right.
Yeah, at least like Christine and Christmas are still active in the spec lounge, so we can just keep renaming her corpse. And it's great.
1000%. I will be
Yeah.
doing
Out the
that.
corpse.
Yeah.
I already
Oh,
did
she's
it for
just a
Halloween.
zombie, and
I did it for
really enjoying
Halloween,
it, which
so
I
we're gonna
love.
keep it going.
Uh-huh. All right. On that note, I think that's all we have for the rewinds. Rewind.
Woo!
Anybody got anything? Going once.
Cameron's Chameleons for AFP. I'm starting it now.
Okay.
And that'll do it. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.